What is up, everybody? It's your brother Shamar with the Ancient Watchman. Welcome back to Friday Night Mayam. It's been a long time. It's been a while. I'm real busy, man. I got a life in real life. Okay, have a job, and so on and so forth. I gotta get ready for winter because you guys know my living situation and all those other things. But other than that, man, I'm glad to be here. Hopefully, you guys are okay. Happy Friday. Yeah, man. Tonight, we're definitely gonna talk about a lot of stuff. But stick around. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Also, you guys can find us on TikTok as Ancient Watchmen. Check us out over there. I'm basically gonna be dropping like little clips over there on that channel on TikTok and so on and so forth. Yeah, basically what we're gonna talk about tonight is about human sacrifice and is it in the Bible? Is it biblical? Also, is it a righteous thing to do human sacrifice? Because according to many people, and we know it's a fact. The Bible has many instances where you have the Israelites sacrificing humans unto Yahweh, and tonight I'm gonna prove that. But other than that, welcome to the live. We're being kind of away from the madness out there. You guys know what happened. But we're still gonna be here. There's a lot of people that don't understand many concepts that I be bringing out. There's a lot of people freaking out. A lot of religious individuals out there that follow the letter. Now, if you guys notice in the New Testament, we find these phrase that the letter is dead, right? What is that talking about? That the letter is dead. What letter are we talking about? Now we're gonna dive into that as well. We're gonna go into many scriptures making a reference to human sacrifice being okay by Yahweh. Now we know that many of the tribes of Israel, the Hebrew Israelites, are people back in ancient times. They were following the gods of Canaan, and therefore a lot of these concepts of human sacrifice and sacrificing your children unto Moloch and all these other gods from there, that's where a lot of people acquire those customs, right? And this is why you find it in the Bible. But tonight, we're gonna disclose it all out, and we're gonna give you a glimpse of what is really going on, right? Because again, a lot of people are saying, oh, Ayash is going off. Ayash, the spirit left him, this and the third. But again, a lot of these things that you guys are part of and the things that you guys believe, it was done by indoctrination over millennia, over thousands of years. Okay, over thousands of years. And so imagine you having this ideology of subscribing to human sacrifice. Like, we're gonna give you guys the example of Jephthah. We're gonna give you guys the example of Abraham and even Christ, because you have Jose Vega out there saying, "Oh, well, what Ayash is teaching you guys, he's eventually gonna teach you guys to drop Christ," which is completely false, right? But anyways, welcome to live. Rashana Shalom says, "Welcome to live." I'm gonna wait for more brothers to join in, but we're gonna also be talking about Travis Scott and what happened in the concert over there in Texas. Because according to mainstream news and whatever, at least 8 people died. Now I'm gonna kind of give you guys snippets of the videos that are out there in the web when it happened, and how you see be I don't know what happened. Like there was some people that were saying that they were seeing shadows. Other people felt like they were in hell. And among all the symbology that is there, there's Masonic, there is Illuminati. It has Illuminati tones, bro. Now you guys know that the Illuminati is not it's not a conspiracy, bro. The Illuminati has been they've been around for quite some time. Okay, and a lot of this information is out there. It's just that people don't want to research because, again, because of the conditioning. And the conditioning that's taking place in the human psyche, in the human consciousness, goes deeper. It goes in many layers. Okay, it goes into many layers. So the many layers that I'm addressing right at this very moment is the many lies and the many deceptions that we can find within the book itself. Now, if we're finding certain discrepancies and contradictions within the Bible, within the Biblos, that a lot of people believe in. Now, again, I'm gonna continue to bring this out regardless if you guys like it or not. I'm not gonna hold my peace just because you guys don't like it. You guys are not ready. Okay, I'm gonna speak uh the truth, whatever, whether you like it or not. And so you have a lot of people on Facebook just going against me saying, oh, well, now you're teaching about the mother goddess, which is Ishtar, right? Or Astarte, which was the goddess of the Assyrians, goddess of fertility, goddess of sex, goddess of love, and so on and so forth. Now, a lot of people are using the book of Jeremiah, when our people were going off worshiping the Queen of Heaven. Okay, Ishtar, Astarte. She goes by various names. As a matter of fact, even the Aztecs, they were worshiping the same ideology when it comes to Ishtar, or the Queen of Heaven, or Astarte. Now, there's a completely difference between what we read in the Bible and the scriptures in the Torah and the book of and the apocryphal books when we talk about mother wisdom, right? Now, again, let me just stop right there for a moment, because what I want to do before we go even deeper before we go in and bring out the scriptures out and give you guys the explanation of what's going on, because a lot of people tend to read your Bibles without understanding. Why? Because a lot of things that you guys have in the book is sealed, right? You guys understand that the book of Daniel speaks about this, the book of Ezekiel speaks about it, the book of Daniel speaks about how the book has been sealed, right? And so if the book has been sealed, that means that there's certain things that you guys read and goes over your heads, and that's exactly what I'm going to be addressing in future podcasts. So, but other than that, welcome to live. Um, let me see. Hold on. Yeah, so before we go in, bro, what I want to talk about is Jose Vega did a response video against the prophetic dream that I had. Now, before we go into, let me show you what I'm talking about. Hold on, let me show you what I'm talking about. Hold on. let me uh let me pull it up on the laptop real quick. Hold on. So what I want to talk about is Jose Vega did a response video against the prophetic dream that I had about how Jose Vega was gonna leave the ancient watchman exactly just like I dreamt it. Now you got Jose Vega out there saying, well, what Ayash had, he had a dream about him killing Mother Wisdom. Like what? Like what in the right? Why would I be dreaming about killing Mother Wisdom if I'm the one bringing out Mother Wisdom? I brought that understanding out to the community. Now we know that GOCC teaches that as well, but I brought it out to the community when we were battling against the One West ideologies and all these false doctrines based on Pan-Africanist Black supremacy ideologies. So, but let me show you what I'm talking about. Let me show you what I'm talking about before we go even farther, right? I don't know if you guys missed this, bro, but I posted a video, a prophetic dream. It's right there. Hold on. It's right there. You see that? Prophecy fulfill, right? Prophetic dream. We're gonna click on that. We're gonna watch it, and then hold on. Is your brother Shemai with the Ancient Watchman? This is October the 7th, 2016. I always dreamt. Hold on. Being followed by huge snakes of different colors. In my lucid dreams, they're always trying to kill me or eat me. In those dreams, I always seem to have the power of flight or super strength, and seem to carry a sword, and I always kill them by cutting their heads off. It's always a different sword every time and a different snake every time. The theme is the same. They always trying to kill me. I have the power of flight. I always cut the snake's head off. So whatever happened with Jose Vega, it was already prophesied in the 5th, 2019, when the Alayam gave me this dream prophetically. So here's my dream from last night, August the 5th, 2019. I was sitting down reading Torah and learning. Then all of a sudden, I heard something sliding up the wall. I was in some type of balcony overlooking the field. You guys understand that? That's symbolic. South. Then I got off my seat and peeked to look down the balcony and saw this giant orange snake with blue spots and gray around the blue spots. It kept coming up. Her eyes were blue and piercing. She was looking at me, focused to get close to where I was. I didn't know if she wanted to hurt me or eat me or speak to me. So then I jumped down the balcony and ran as fast as I could, but the snake kept following me. Then I got to this house and there were a lot of people. I saw Jose Vega there and told everyone to come and help me because there was a giant snake that wanted to eat me. So then everybody grabbed weapons, mostly swords, and we began to walk out. Only Vega, myself, and a third person that I couldn't identify with came with us. We began to walk back to the spot where I was reading the Torah, but I couldn't find the snake. So we kept searching, and finally I spotted the snake sledding underneath some tree leaves. Then it disappeared underneath the leaves, then reappeared close to where I was. It seemed like it only wanted to get me. So then as it got closer to me, I unsheathed my sword and pierced through her head from underneath. But I didn't kill it because Jose Vega was in the middle, and he began to touch it and caress the snake's face. Then I screamed at Jose Vega, "Don't touch her." But he seemed mesmerized at it. I told him, "Let's go and regroup." But sadly, he stayed there. That's when I woke up. And this is now so that was the prophetic dream, right? Now I'm gonna give you guys the whole breakdown spiritually and spiritually symbology, right? Because when you guys dream, obviously you guys got to understand there's like various types of dreams. You have lucid dreaming, you have vivid dreams, and you have prophetic dreams, right? And then you have just dreams, like just the remnants of your subconscious images according to what you were watching or what you were listening to or whatever the like. So when people go to bed, sometimes they got remnants of memory because of the things or the shows that they watch on TV or whatever they like. So sometimes we have to be aware and discern, be able to discern which one is a spiritual dream and which one is just a dream, just something that your subconscious creates in order for you to understand whatever they like or just chill and sleep. Now, I'm gonna show you how this dream that I had was completely prophetic to the T, including his sign because he was born. Let me not go farther out. Hold on. Let me show you. Let me give you the visuals real quick. Hold on. So now, hold on. Before we go even there, I'm gonna show you a clip where Jose Vega is basically saying, "You see, Yash, his dream, his prophetic dream that is talking about me, it's actually talking about him killing Mother Wisdom." Like what? Like what in the world, bro? Like what are you talking about? I'm the one bringing out the understanding how everybody's supposed to honor your father and your mother, which is your father, your heavenly father, and your heavenly mother, which is Mother Wisdom. And again, I'm not gonna name brothers out there because I'm going to unsubscribe and delete a lot. As a matter of fact, I think I'm going to delete my entire Facebook page and I'm gonna start over again. Why? Because it's been years that I've been hinting at uh, trying to show you guys understand what is going on. What are the things that you guys believe in, right? Like for example, we brought out the fact that Abraham was talking to a goat demon god, El Shaddai, El Shaddad, right? Now, that's besides the point. And that's one of the things that when I bring certain things out, that it completely clashes with the system, it completely clashes with the status quo. Like people lose their minds. Now it's very understandable why, because it's what psychologists refer to what cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance is basically when you have a clash within your mind because of the things or the conditioning or the indoctrination that you guys been getting for years, for ages. It's not just your generation. It's the previous generation that come before you, and the previous generation that come before them. And then you keep going back in time, and you guys are gonna find that the your ancestors were basically being conditioned by these false priests out there, false prophets out there within the nation of Israel, and so on and so forth. And obviously, we know that everybody subscribes, the entire world subscribes to the Judeo-Christian ideology or the Abrahamic religion, right? Because everybody calls what Abraham the father of all the nations, pretty much. Now, I brought that out in the book of Genesis chapter 17 and Genesis chapter 37. The sister Vera that was on our show, she also brought it out. She's brought it out. Her channel has over 9,000 subscribers. So she has a following. There's a lot of people that follow her. She was an ex Jehovah Witness. She gives her testimonies powerful, but you guys go check it out. But the whole point, bro, is that it's not just me bringing this out. I'm just a small channel. I'm like 600 subscribers. Now, if you guys really want to attack like these concepts that I'm bringing out, why don't you go to the channels that have 1.5 million subscribers, right? Why don't you guys go there, right? But anyways, let's get back into the subject matter before we go off subject. But shalom, welcome to live. Peace out. Happy Friday. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So you guys heard the dream, the prophetic dream that I had. And I'm gonna give you guys the full disclosure in dream symbology and what it really means and what's it referring to Jose Vega, because you guys are gonna be the witness that the dream that I had, it was prophetic. And then right after that, we're gonna go into the subject matter, which is human sacrifice. Was it okay by Yahweh? Because we know it was, right? So there's no doubt about it that Yahweh was okay with human sacrifice. And I know that a lot of Old Testament Israelites out there, like the Yahad and the ex-Yahad members, they know probably what we're talking about because they come on our show before and we addressed all these points talking about why was Christ dying for the sins of Israel when God is against a human sacrifice? Wait a minute, how is God against human sacrifice when God is the one telling you guys to do all sorts of sacrifices, including animals, including children, including cattle, including pregnant women, elderly, so on and so forth. And that's the guide that you guys follow. So tonight, that's exactly what we're gonna go in. We're gonna prove all things. But anyways, so the dream, right? Hold on.
So again, so what was Shamar actually talking about his dream that he had back in 2019? That today he's trying to do what? Was not Shamar trying to use his dream to slander me? But not really me. To slander who? Wisdom. As you just heard him say, again, that there has been since ancient times a slander campaign against the snake.
So basically what Jose Vega did is basically do a live for like an hour and a half trying to disprove the prophetic dream that I had, even though the dream actually came to pass. And hold on, give me a minute, I'm pulling it down. We're gonna go into the dream and I'm gonna give you the actual understanding behind all the symbology within the dream that I had. And we're gonna see if I'm actually referring to Mother Wisdom, or I'm actually, or the dream was completely about Jose Vega leaving during the fall season, exactly how the dream showed me that it was gonna happen. But hold on, welcome to the live. Everybody else, happy Friday, happy hope you guys had a great week. Man, you guys know that as soon as I get out from work, I drive like an hour to get to the house, and then I have to do the podcast right away. Where is it at? Where is it at? Hold on. I'm looking for the dream. Yeah, I don't watch his stuff only when I see that there's certain things that he's lying about, and I address it like I've been doing. And obviously the brother's not gonna come here and actually have a discussion, like a peaceful discussion with me, right? They're always gonna do they've been doing that for quite some time. Every time like the FOPI and all the camps, they always speak about the ancient watchmen is because they want to get clout, or they want to get viewers, or they want to get subscribers, or they want the people that follow the ancient watchman for quite some time, even before the ancient watchman was a thing. Like you guys knew me as soldiers of salvation. I had created another movement as well back in the day, and so on and so forth. So this is not my first rodeo, bro. Like when people try to attack me like that, it's not my first rodeo, bro. But oh, there it is, right there, right there, right there. All right, so now you guys heard Jose Vega saying that that my dream was basically me referring to Mother Wisdom, me trying to kill Mother Wisdom, even though I'm the one that are bringing this knowledge out. So a lot of people understand that it's not only the Father as in divinity, but it's also Mother Wisdom as well. And I did a full class speaking on these matters, and I prove all things within your Bible, right? Within your Bible. But anyway, so the snake, right? Now Jose Vega was saying that I was referring to Mother Wisdom, and that I was the one that was bringing out the knowledge of how Mother Wisdom must refer us to snake. Now, if you guys know the Bible, uh, there's a duality of things. There's light and darkness, right? And just like there's snakes that are poisonous, right? This is why Christ called the Pharisees what? Generations of what? Of vipers. Why? Because vipers are venomous snakes. They have venom within their fangs. Now, there's another class of snakes. You guys know that, right? They're called non-poisonous snakes. Well, when we talk about mother wisdom according to the Gnostics. Now, let me bring that out before we go any further. Let me bring that out. And then after that, I'm going to give you guys the whole breakdown in the dream symbology that I had about Jose Vega leaving. And now he's over there saying that I'm just slandering his name, even though I had the dream 2 years ago. And it just happens to be that he left at the same time where the dream said it was going to happen. Give me a minute. I'm looking for it. Yeah. So once again, there's actually two types of snakes, right? You have the poisonous snakes. This is why Christ, the mystic, called the Pharisees generation of vipers, because vipers are venomous. And you have another class of snakes that are non-poisonous. Now, just like there's evil gods, there's evil angels, so on and so forth. They all work for evilness, for darkness, right? And that's another subject in itself that I'm gonna bring out. If anybody wants to come and debate me on the matter or discuss the matter, including Jose Vega, he can come and click the link whenever he wants, right? And we can have an actual discussion on these matters that he doesn't seem to understand. This is why he's over there saying, "Oh, Ayash is doing this and that and the third." But none of them are gonna come here and actually have a conversation with me, right? They always want to go behind my back and basically slander my name and try to destroy my character. It's been going on for years. You think this is my first rodeo? But anyways, so let me see, where is it at? I found it. All right. So again, let's hear what Jose Vega was saying, and then we're gonna go into it. All right. There it is. Right.
So again, so what was Shamar actually talking about his dream that he had back in 2019? That today he's trying to do what? Was not Shamar trying to use his dream to slander me? But not really me. To slander who? Wisdom. As you just heard him say, again, that there has been since ancient times a slander campaign against the snake.
So again, Jose Vega, what you don't understand is that actually there's poisonous snakes and there's non-poisonous snakes. Now, why would I be trying to kill Mother Wisdom in my own dream? It doesn't make any sense. Why would I be slandering Mother Wisdom when in fact I was the one bringing out this subject matter to the community? Now, again, Jose Vega, why would I be slandering Mother Wisdom when you guys actually do not understand? And this is what Jose Vega was talking about. This is the Nahamari scrolls right there, right? These are the true gospels. These are the most original gospels and the gospels that you guys have. Now, the gospels that you guys have, what are when were they written? What 50 to 60 AD, 70 AD, 120 AD? These texts right here predate your gospels for at least 400, 500 years. These go back to the first century, even prior to the first century. They even say right in here that they were written. There were copies of much ancient ones, from the BC era, BCE. Now these will be your original gospels, and these Nahamari scrolls right here. They never went through no Council of Nicaea. They were never edited by the Roman papacy. That's basically what I'm saying. So the ancient teachings of Christ, the ancient teachings of the disciples, they're right here without adultery, without the scriptures or the scrolls being adulterated or edited, just like the Bible is highly edited by the Roman Empire, going back to 300 BC AD. Anyway, so it says Adam and Eve in the garden, right? The authorities approach their Adam. You see that? The authorities, meaning the archons, the rulers of this planet, the gods of this world. It says the authorities approach their Adam. Why? Because the authorities, aka the Elohim. Now again, everybody else that is trying to misunderstand or use my words to create a slander campaign against me, there's actually two factions. Okay, there's two factions. You have the good guys and you have the bad guys. Just like over here, you have the bad guys, the authorities that created their own Adam. I brought this out a while ago. I show you guys how the Elohim. Now, when I say the Elohim, I'm not talking about the good Elohim, the good guys, the sons of light. I'm talking about the authorities, the darkness, the gods of this world. So the authorities approach their Adam. When they saw his female partner speaking with him, they became aroused and lusted after her. They said to each other, "Come, let us ejaculate our semen in her." And they chased her. But she laughed at them because of their foolishness and blindness. You see that? In their grasp, she turned into a tree. See the tree? Talking about the tree of wisdom in the Garden of Eden. And when she left for them, and when she left for them a shadow of herself, you see that? She left for them a shadow of herself. Why? Because they were going after her to try to rape her. It says she left for them a shadow of herself that looked like her. They defile it sexually. See, so they defile these clone that she created of her own self. So she created a clone of her own self, and that's basically what they did. They took advantage of that clone. It says they defile the seal of her voice, so they convicted themselves through the form they had shaped in their own image. You see that? So again, these authorities, they also create life, just like you guys have in your Bibles. Let us create men in our image, after our likeness. Well, this is one of the groups. And then it says, then the female spiritually presence came in the shape of the serpent, the instructor. You see, the serpent taught Adam and Eve and said, see, so this is what Jose Vega is talking about when I talk about how every ancient civilization on the planet, all these gods that rule this planet, they were the ones that created this ideology of the tree of quote unquote good and evil, because that wasn't the original tree. That was not the original tree name, good and evil. No, it was the tree of wisdom. That's basically the spirit of wisdom way back in ancient times. when she was fighting against the authorities or the rulers, principalities, and the cosmic powers that rule this planet, right? And you have the UFO community out there losing their minds because they want to have a full disclosure. Well, the full disclosure of the so-called UFOs and all these interdimensional beings that have visited this planet for thousands of years, it's already happened. It's being done now. Going back to the dream, right? So that's basically his argument. His argument is saying that I'm the one that is I'm slandering mother wisdom. When again, there's two types of snakes. There's the poisonous snakes, and there's the non-poisonous snakes. So now I'm gonna give you guys the full breakdown on the whole symbology of the dream. Watch this, bro. All right, so I was sitting down reading the Torah. Now, this is the time way back in the day when I was part of the camps. I was studying. I was studying, right? I was reading and studying the Torah because I wanted to understand what these brothers were believing. You guys understand that I began with the Comforter, the camp of New York, the Comforter, right? The so-called Comforter, Holy Spirit, which is basically it was an African man that was claiming to be the Holy Spirit reincarnated on this planet, which is completely nonsense. But anyways, so I was sitting down reading the Torah, right, and learning, right. So there was a time. So this is a whole period. This is the whole period between when I began to be part of the camps, all the way when we started going and debunking all their doctrines. The dream is gonna show you. It says I was sitting down reading the Torah and learning. So that's exactly true. I was sitting down reading the Torah with the so-called African Americans claiming to be the tribe of Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. And I was sitting down and I was asking questions and I was uh, basically going against their own doctrines when I was part of the camps. And this is one of the reasons why I was kicked out of IUIC. Why? Because I began to question their doctrines, and obviously they didn't like it. None of them liked it. They didn't like what I was bringing out. They didn't like that I was questioning things when it came to a lot of scriptures. And this is way before the ancient watchman was a thing. This is before you guys met me on Jose Vega, way before you guys met Quana, so on and so forth. So I was sitting down reading the Torah and learning. Then all of a sudden, I heard something sliding up the wall. See, and what is the wall? What is the wall? The wall is referring to the walls of Jerusalem, which is what? The walls is making a reference to people, the Hebrew Israelites, the tribes. Why? Because it's the tribes that make up the temple. It's the tribes that make hold on. Is the tribes that make up the entire nation in the temple, right? That's why in the Hebrew the word for stones is banah, and the word for son or man, it's bun. So I heard something signing up the wall. I was in some type of balcony overlooking the field. Again, the field is basically referring to the field in which a lot of the seed of the words that we spoke, debunking the doctrines. That's basically what it's referring to. All the field that was ready for us to teach them about the false doctrines of the one West Hamitic ideologies. That's when I decided to bring out the subject of Canaan, because Jose Vega was afraid. He didn't want to bring it out because he said, "Oh, I don't want to be considered a racist, this and that and the third." I'm like, bro, fuck it. And then we went in, and that's basically when I began to bring out Quana, and then I began to gather everybody else. It says I was in some type of balcony overlooking the field south. Now we're gonna come back to this word south, and this is gonna be the reference referring to Jose Vega, and I'm gonna show you why. It says, then I got off my seat and peeked to look down the balcony and saw the giant orange snake. See, the giant orange snake with blue spots. Now this is why I highlighted these colors: orange, blue, right, and gray around the blue spots. It kept coming up Her eyes were blue and piercing. She was looking at me, focused to get close to where I was. I didn't know if she wanted to hurt me or eat me or speak to me. Why? Because once again, I understand that one of the symbologies of Mother Wisdom is also the snake. But again, Jose Vega, there's two types of snakes, sir. There's the poisonous snakes and there's the non-poisonous snakes. So who do you think Mother Wisdom represents? The poisonous snakes or the non-poisonous snakes? Again, there's no point. Why would I be slandering Mother Wisdom when this is referring to a poisonous snake? Now, when I said I didn't know if she wanted to hurt me or eat me or speak to me, is because of the fact. Why? Because I understand that there's two factions, sir. There's two factions of snakes: the good guys and the bad guys, the poisonous snakes and the non-poisonous snakes. Anyways, let's keep reading down. It says, so then I jumped down the balcony and ran as fast as I could, but the snake kept following. You see? So this is so then I jumped down the balcony and ran as fast as I could, but the snake kept following me. Then I got to this house and there were people. You see that? This is basically when I jumped, when I basically left IUIC. And obviously, when I left IUIC, Elder Nathaniel from New York and the entire headquarters, they put a hit on me all over the United States, in Puerto Rico, in South America as well, because they basically were doing missions in Mexico back in those days. They were even going to Africa as well to gather the Africans and tell them that they're the Judites, even though it's just a bunch of nonsense. You guys know. But anyway, so then I jumped down the balcony. That's when I left IUIC and ran as fast as I could. That's basically when I was running. You have I lost at least 3,000 friends from Facebook when I left IUIC. Why? Because everybody left, being friends with me, because I started, I was asking questions in IUIC and they didn't like it. So then I jumped down the balcony and ran as fast as I could. But the snake kept following me, you see? So a lot of these brothers kept following me. They kept trying to destroy my character, saying that I was an agent, so Edomite, this and that and a third. Like, this slander continues even until this very day. So there's really nothing new under the sun. But anyways, welcome to live, everybody. If you're tuning in, this is your first time, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We're gonna continue to bring this a lot of things out that a lot of people are not ready to hear, and a lot of the things that I'm bringing out, I will be bringing out is it's not for everybody. It's not for everybody, and I understand. Now, if somebody has a problem with what I'm bringing out, and you guys wanna try to question me, you guys can click the link. You guys can always come and click the link and be like, well, let me try to understand what you're trying to say, Shamar or Oscar or Ayash or Shawam, however you guys want to call me, right? But anyways, let's continue on with the dream. It says, so I kept running, right? So because the snake were following me. So the followers of this ideology within the One West Semitic camps, they kept following me like everywhere. ISUPK, IUIC, Sikari, even the Sikari, try to do a slander campaign against me and against Kwana way back in the day. It says, then I got to this house. See that? So that's when I started addressing a lot of you brothers personally. You brothers started talking to me. We started creating chat groups. As a matter of fact, during this time, way back before even this dream, we were creating a council. We created a council against the wars of Canaan, and I brought Kwana, I brought Jose Vega, I brought Tamian, and I brought Nassar, aka the Iron Donkey. So I did that. It says, then I got to this house, and there were people. See, that's everybody that I mentioned. A lot of people too, as well. Like Sar Shimran, that he came out of camps. I went to Texas, and I was able to gather brothers and sisters into the same roof, even though some of the brothers were Torah only and some of them were not. I was able to gather them. I was able to meet with the brothers, sleep in their houses, eat at their table. That's basically what you guys are seeing in this dream. It says, then I got to this house and there were people. See, I saw Jose Vega there. This is when Jose Vega and I met online. And then, after that, we met in real life, and I began to try to convince him to join me at Kings and Priests, which was one of the ex-IUIC camp that was created in Tampa, Florida. So I saw Jose Vega there. Meaning what? Meaning we met with Jose Vega. We started doing classes together. We started attacking these whole ideologies. It says, I saw Jose Vega there and told everyone to come and help. See, this is exactly what I did. I told everybody, help us out, help the people out with the false doctrines, debunk the one West Semitic ideologies, because you have a lot, again, you still have a lot of these African Americans claiming to be the real Jews, and they bring a lot of pseudo information, bro. There's just a lot of pseudo information that they bring out that they don't even have sources for it. They just make memes uh, out of nothing, and they pretend that that's actually factual information, bro. It's just nuts. So then I got to this house, and there were people. I saw Jose Vega there and told everyone to come and help me, because there was a giant snake that wanted to eat me. Exactly what was going on back in the day. You have pretty much all the camps wanted to destroy me, to the point that a lot of people were paying they were paying money to try to beat me up and all these other things. Why? Because we were debunking their stuff. We were debunking their doctrines. So let's keep reading, bro. So then everyone grabbed weapons, mostly swords, and we began to walk out. That's exactly what happened. Everyone, Ben Cuevas, a lot of sisters out there, some Shimra, everybody else, bro. You guys know the names. They're out there. You guys know what happened, So then everyone grabbed weapons, mostly swords, and we began to walk out. You see, we began to walk out. That's exactly what we did. We began to walk out and expose the doctrines. I began to travel. I met brothers and sisters. I did interviews with brothers and sisters, Ben Cuevas, Juan Vigil, bro. I went to Colorado, bro, and I visited his house. I slept at his house. I met his wife, bro. So then everyone grabbed weapons, mostly swords, and we began to walk out. Only Jose Vega, myself, and the third person, which this third person is Tamiat, because Jose Vega knows this. When I created the Council of War against Canaan, meaning against a lot of these one West Americans, Tamiad, Jose Vega, and I, we were the most active. It was only the three of us. Tamiad, because Tamiad is married to an African woman, he didn't want to show his face. He didn't want to show his face, so he's like, "No, I'll support you guys behind the lines, behind the scenes, and I'll provide like sources and links and arguments. I give you guys the screenshots of the conversations that are taking place on the boards." So he's the third person right there. It says only Jose Vega, myself, and a third person that I couldn't identify came with us. When I say I couldn't identify with came with us, is because after a while you have Tamiad that basically dropped Christ. He's the one that dropped Christ, and right after that, he left the Council of War against Canaan, and it was just Jose Vega and I. It says we began to walk back to the spot where I was reading the Torah. You see, so going back to the ancient ways, right? Where I was reading the Torah, but couldn't find the snake. So we kept searching, and finally, I spotted the snake sledding underneath some tree leaves. You see that? So again, it's all symbolic. Watch this. Then it dispersed. Then it disappeared underneath the leaves, then reappeared close to me. It seemed like it only wanted to get me. Why? Because whenever Jose Vega and I stay with the war, we began to war against the Canaanites. We began to challenge everybody else. Guess what happened? Jose Vega will go onto these Canaanite panels, and what would they say? Oh, you cool, Jose Vega, but Ayash, man, Ayash is the snake. Ayash is the heathen. Ayash is the pagan. Ayash is the witch. Ayash is the mason. Ayash is this and that and the third, right? So that's why it says that the snake, right? The snake, it seemed like it only wanted to get me. You see that? And Jose Vega knows this. Everybody knows this. That every time Jose Vega went onto those panels, they were cool with him. They were, because he looks like a Canaanite. He has Canaanite features. This and that and the third. So then he got so then as I get so then as he got closer, I unsheathed my sword and pierced through her head from underneath. You see that? But I didn't kill it because Jose Vega was in the middle, and he began to touch it and caress the snake's face. Then I screamed at Jose Vega, "Don't touch her," because he seemed mesmerized at it. I told him, "Let's go and regroup." But sadly, he stayed there. Then I woke up. So now this is 2 years ago. Now, the whole thing about me trying to kill the snake is me trying to expose the reptilian god that a lot of our people have been following. The bloodthirsty god that rules this planet. He's the one that many people follow. Again, Jose Vega and everybody else, there's two classes of snakes. You got the poisonous snakes, sir, and you got the non-poisonous snakes. So obviously in this dream, when I'm trying to kill the snake, I'm not trying to kill Mother Wisdom, but I'm trying to expose the reptilian gods that you guys been following for thousands of years, and you guys claim that that is your god, right? Now, watch this, bro. Now, you guys remember when I talk about I highlighted the word south, right? The word south. Where's it at? Right there. I heard something sliding up the wall. I was in some type of balcony overlooking the field south. Now, I know it was south because if you face the sun, right? Uh, um, on your back, you have the west. On your right, you'll have the south. Well, that's exactly what I was looking at in my dream. I was looking at the south point. Now, in anybody that studies astrology, when I talk about astrology, I'm not talking about the nonsense that you guys read or the horoscope shit and all that stuff. I'm talking about the real astrology, when you actually learn how to uh, read the constellations. You know how to tell, the seasons because of the constellations, because of Orion or because of Ursa Major, and also the things, bro. It has nothing to do with like the things that you're listening out there with the astrology and horoscopes and all that nonsense. It has nothing to do with that. I'm not talking about that. Just in case someone wants to do a little video clip, be like, you see, I told you your ass was going off. But anyways, let me show you something. Fire element. All right. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Hold on. Four elements. All right, so we're talking about the South, right? The word South within my dream, and how that's basically symbolizing Jose Vega. I'm gonna show you how. Watch this. And the brothers out there saying that I'm slandering his name. I'm not slandering his name. I'm just bringing out the facts. Okay, that's all I'm doing. And you cannot dismiss this prophecy. This prophecy came to pass, and it was actually fulfilled, just like the dream it said it was going to be. Just like the snake was creeping underneath the leaves that were basically orange, which is the fall season. Give me a minute. This internet is stupid. Okay, four elements. I found it. All right. So again, going back to what I was saying, if anybody knows about true astrology, okay, the study of the stars, the planets, and also the stuff, the alignments that take place, this is part of the cosmic clock. Okay, this is when I talk about the cosmic clock. I'm talking about the precession of the 12 major constellations that are visible to the naked eye, to humanity all over the world. So that's another class that I'm probably gonna do. I'm gonna do a special podcast on that, bro. I'm gonna disclose like how the cosmic clock works, how the cosmic calendar works as well. But anyways, um, so the dream, right? I was sitting down reading the Torah and learning. Then all of a sudden, I heard something sliding up the wall. I was in some type of balcony overlooking the field, the south. Now, Jose Vegas' sign, right? Jose Vegas' sign is Sagittarius. Sagittarius is a fire sign, which is orange, right? Fire is orange. Now, Sagittarius, uh, uh, um, um, what would you call it? Uh, Cardinal point. The symbol for the cardinal point for all the fire signs, which is Leo, Sagittarius, and I forget the other sign. What is it called? The Ram. I forgot the yeah. So those three are the fire signs. Now check this out. Watch this. Fire sign right there. South. You see? Fire. Angry, obsessive, jealous. Direction is the south. You see? Color orange. See that? Orange. Orange. You see that? So again, Jose Vega is a fire sign. He's a fire sign. His cardinal point is in the south, right? So, anyways, that's one right there. So again, this is not a slander campaign. These are just the facts, bro. This is actually referring to you, the south, referring to what? The fire sign, which is what? Sagittarius. You're a Sagittarius, aren't you, Jose Vega? Right? You were born under the constellation of Sagittarius, which is a fire sign. And the cardinal point for all the fire signs, which you are, sir, is the south. So again, this is referring to you, not Mother Wisdom. Now, the other symbology that I wanted to show you guys is the blue, right? Because in the dream, this snake right here had blue spots. Now, but if you guys notice, the blue spots were surrounded by gray. Now check this out. It says, color blue of the snake's eyes and the spots on her body symbolizes a being of divine nature. Why? Because the color blue is always in reference to divinity. And we know that Satan, aka the God of this world, is a divine being as well. Let's not forget the fact that Satan, the God of this world, the cosmic power that rules this planet, is a divine being as well, right? So that's why you have certain spots, certain blue spots around the snake. I mean, pertaining to what? That Satan is also a divine being. Now, I also said that what? That the color gray around it symbolizes confusion attached to the snake, which is the blindness, the blindness the God of this world has on Vega and millions of people who still subscribe to the current narrative, which is why a lot of people are still following today. So the blue spots that you guys that I saw in my dream, they were surrounded by gray spots. Well, the gray spots is basically the confusion that this God of that this snake, this God of this world rules this planet, has brought into this planet, which is what? Confusion. So the divine has been confused. Why? Because Satan is the one ruling this planet. You guys know the scriptures out, right? Second Corinthians chapter 4 verse 4. I mean, yeah, chapter 4 verse 4, when it talks about, you know, the God of this world. I mean, Second Colossians chapter 4 verse 4, I believe. I can't remember, but you guys know what I'm talking about. As a matter of fact, let's go there real quick. And then right after that, we're gonna go into the actual class, which is human sacrifice and all this sort of stuff. And I'm gonna show you guys that what you guys believe in these reptilian gods, that all they want is blood. All they want is blood of the innocent. You guys have to shed blood in order to appease these gods. And that's exactly what's going on. And this is exactly why Jose Vega had to stay behind, because he never understood these subjects. He never understood these concepts. But anyways, it is what it is. You know, you can't force people to believe something they're not ready for. But yeah, so that's basically the symbology behind this dream. The blue spots representing divinity, because we know that Satan is also a divine being. Okay, let me say it again. Satan is also a divine being. So again, the color blue symbolizes divinity, which we know Satan is a divine being, just like the fallen angels are also divine beings, so on and so forth. So this dream, Jose Vega and everybody else, the what, is not referring to mother wisdom. What else? All right. So again, the color orange, right? The color orange, which is actually the color of Jose Vega as well, because his sign is a fire sign, and fire is orange, right? Fire is orange, right there. Fire, direction is south. See, weaknesses, angry, obsessive, and jealous, right? So, anyway, so that's his sign. Sagittarius is a sign of Jose Vega, but also the color, the orange color that you guys saw in my dream, it has symbolism as well. Watch this. Right there, it says, this is I posted this a week ago, bro. But anyways, color orange spiritually affects creativity, emotional balance, harmony, passion, freedom, intuition, and expressions of emotions. Um, which is how he has been acting lately, being a gatekeeper, trying to act as if he can stop my intuition and expressive power. The snake was orange. The leaves were orange. South represents fire signs, and fire is also orange. Literally, three witnesses. You see that? So again, how am I slandering Mother Wisdom when again everybody else in Jose Vega? I'm sure you're gonna watch these, so someone's gonna send you this video. But there's two classes of snakes, sir: poisonous snakes and non-poisonous snakes. So and this last one, it says the south cardinal point represents fire, which also represents Jose Vega, as his zodiac sign is a fire sign, aka Sagittarius, right there. South. You went south. Like you guys completely went south, and that's fine. You guys were meant to do that. That's fine. Um, the tree leaves represent the fall season, which is the exact time when Jose Vega decided to walk out of the Ancient Watchman. If you guys go and watch the 10 hours debunking a lot of the lies Jose Vega was saying against me when he did a live on Facebook, well, he left exactly during the autumn season, during the fall season. That's when he walked out, exactly like the dream said it was gonna happen. Even you got brothers and sisters out there saying like that was last, when was it? Um that was 2 years ago. You got the sister saying, wow, hermano, sounds like a dream of a kind of a warning. See that? 2 years ago. Sounds like a dream of a kind of warning. Uh, you went south, way south, and you stayed behind with this ideology of these reptilian gods that you guys want to follow, which is fine. You guys go ahead, knock yourselves out. But anyways, now to the subject matter. Um, the actual matters that are important, as a matter of fact. Job Issachar, Shalom, welcome to live. Oh, you study it. What do you study? So you know what I'm talking about when I speak about Sao, because Sao is the representative of all the fire signs, which is what Sagittarius, Leo, and the other guy, the Ram. I forgot that sign, but anyways, so that's what I wanted to address first and foremost. But now let's get into the most important parts of this live. You guys know what happened over there with Travis Scott, right? Even in his apology, when he was bringing out the apology, like, oh, I'm sorry for what happened. Like these dudes, bro, these what would you call it? These artists, bro, they make deals with like Satan himself, the god of this world, in order for them to like go famous and be recognized worldwide, right? These guys sell their souls for money, for fame, for women, and also stuff. And that's one of the things that when Christ was fasting in the desert, right? Because everybody has to go and spend time with nature. That was one of the teachings of Christ. Now, bro, there's just a lot of stuff that I would like to bring out, bro. Like we could be here hours and hours and hours, but I don't want to deviate from the subject matter. But even Christ was offered the world, bro, by Satan, by the God of this world, right? So if we know that Satan rules this planet, and he has authority over it, and he can give it to whoever he wants, bro. You don't think these actors and artists, these rappers, bro, these hip hop artists, they're out there making deals with like Satan himself, bro? They are. There's just a lot of evidence, and I'm gonna show you like just clips on these matters, and then right after that we're gonna go into the subject matter. We're gonna bring all the scriptures out, bro, and we're gonna decode the message. Yeah, that's a completely that's a Christianized view of Satan. That's not what really happened. Okay, because according to the Gnostics, that's not what it happened. But again, that's another topic in itself. Like I don't want to deviate from the subject matter, but a lot of people have it wrong. Like a lot of things that people believe, they just completely have it backwards. This is why you guys read in the book of Isaiah that many people call evil good, and good you guys call evil, right? You guys call good evil and evil good. Just like you have a lot of these ideologies in the Old Testament by these gods pretending to be the prime creators, tempting the nation to do evil, to do these customs of the other gods, like the gods of Baal, the gods of El, the goddess of Ishtar, all the gods of the Mediterranean way back in those days. They were also doing the same thing, human sacrifice and all sorts of stuff. Now, there's gonna be brothers out there, including Jose Vega, that are gonna be like, you see how Ayash doesn't know the scriptures. Now, again, Yahweh basically was okay with human sacrifice. As a matter of fact, he was pleased with all the human sacrifice whenever that happened. And I'm gonna show you in the scriptures in a minute, so that you guys know what I'm talking about. But let's see. Where are we? Oh, YouTube. We're gonna go to YouTube. We're gonna go to inbox. Yeah, it is. It is sad. Is what it is. It is what it is. People want to follow demons. People want to follow orange snakes, venomous, poisonous snakes. That's fine. I'm just here to warn everybody else. I'm just here to sound the trumpet, nothing more, right? And people just completely like misunderstand the whole message. This is why a lot of the prophets were killed off, because whenever the prophets came out, like the true prophets, I'm talking about the prophets that were not tainted by the spirit of deception by the God of this world, right? Where is it at? Oh, right there. Prophets fulfilled. Hold up. Where's it at? Library. Okay, I'll go to library.
I just want to send out prayers to the ones that was lost last night. We're actually working right now to identify the families so we can help assist them through this tough time. You know, my fans really mean the world to me, and I always just really want to leave them with a positive experience. And anytime I can make out, anything that's going on, I stop the show and, help them get the help they need, I could just never imagine the severity of the situation. We've been working closely we've been working closely with everyone to just try to get to the bottom of this. The City of Houston, HPD, Fire Department, everyone help us figure this out. So if you have any information,
Trujillo, what's going on, bro? Welcome to live. Symbolism comes from heathens. That's false, sis or brother. I don't know who you are because you're using Joshi's account. Sometimes it's you, Jennifer. I don't know who you are. So that's actually false because you can find symbology with all throughout the Bible. As a matter of fact, when you guys read Genesis, it's all symbolic. The whole aspect about trees in the Garden of Eden is not actually talking about actual trees. So right there, it's all symbolic. When you guys read the book of Ezekiel, when it talks about the trees that were in the Garden of Eden, this and that, there, that's referring to other civilizations, okay, and so on and so forth. So symbolism or symbolic language is found all throughout the Bible. Okay, as a matter of fact, the word parables, what does it mean, parables? Parables just means an abstract image in order to give a meaning to something. Just like when Christ was speaking about parables, like the like, I don't know, there's a lot of parables Christ was speaking about. So those parables are all symbolic, referring to something else real, something tangible, and so on and so forth. So a lot of things that Christ was speaking about, it was all symbolic. It was all parables, aka dark sayings, meaning what? The message was behind the words themselves, in hidden and locked in through imagery and symbolism. That's why the language of the ancient ones was what? Almost symbolic in itself. Like, what is Hebrew? Look at the Chinese language. How is it written down? It's all symbolic. Why? Because to the ancient ones, symbolism meant more than one aspect of a reality. Just like the Hebrew language has 4 levels of understanding. But anyways, yeah, I know, bro. I know. So you have that's exactly what we're gonna talk about today. We're gonna talk about this human sacrifice that is being perpetrated throughout the world, and it's been doing so because we can find human sacrifice within the Bible itself. That's the whole thing, right? Let me see. Where do we start? Where do we start with this human sacrifice that a lot of these artists are doing? And a lot of our people were also okay with it. Why? Because the God that our people were following was also okay with human sacrifice, including sacrifice of children, including sacrifices of men, women, cattle, so on and so forth. Now, before we go even farther, bro, let me just talk about how the movie Apocalypto, bro, it does a disservice to the Aztecs, to the Mayans, to the Incas, and so on and so forth. Why? Because in the movie Apocalypto, they show you like this grotesque, disgusting ideology being done by the Mayans and the Aztecs, that they were basically sacrificing humans like almost every day, bro, to the sun god, so on and so forth. But yeah, that's why I don't like that movie, bro. I completely dislike that movie.
کنج اتاق اونقدر فکر کن تا مشکلات منحل شه من که دیگه ته خطم مونده بریز از خدا ترسم تنهاییام پر وحشت شده آخه دادم تو رو از دست آسمونو تم ابرن نمیبینم ستاره تو شب من میخواستم به خودت وصلشم ولی همینم تو دلم از سر شده آخه از بس بدی از هر کسی فکر کنی دیدم الان میبینیم عصبانیم دلخوشیمو از من نگیر یه سریا با افکارت بازی کردم با همسایه تشنگیشونو رفت کردم با خونو رفتن راه خودشونو مارم لایه من گمه گذاشتن سایه رو سرمون دارن تا آخر عمر یا آسمون.
But yeah, there was bro, there was an eclipse again. A blood moon. Once again, blood refers to what? Warfare and war. But yeah, so our people were following these customs and ideologies that go back to the god of Canaan, the goddess Ishtar as well, the gods of Canaan, El, Ilulu, El Shaddai, a god demon, so on and so forth. So our people were really like going off, bro. And so whenever the ancient prophets, the true prophets came and say, yo, you guys are following a god demon god. Yo, you guys are following Baal, the Lord, El Shaddai, you name it, bro. You guys are following a false god. What happened to those prophets? They were killed off. They were stoned to death. They were decapitated. Why? Because the Israelites didn't want to hear about it. They didn't want to hear about it, bro. Scholars have long debated whether the Israelites could have ever actually sacrificed their children. If so, to which god or gods, and how pervasive was this practice? There is a general consensus that child sacrifice did indeed take place in ancient Israel. You see that? Although there is little agreement on the extent to which the practice occurred or on the other specifics. Some argue that children were never offered to Yahweh or Yahweh, but only to foreign Canaanite gods like Molech, while others argue that child sacrifice was an ancient part of Yahweh's religion, which only fell out of favor after such rites were condemned as foreign syncretism by revisionist rhetoric, including that of the Hebrew Bible. You see that? Let me see. There's a book, there's a monograph called The Child Sacrifice in Ancient Israel, written by what's his name? Written by Heed the Well. Okay. And it says most scholars argue that at least some Israelites did sacrifice their children, probably to Yahweh. And I'm gonna show you the scriptures on that. My primary objective, however, is not merely to address the existence or non-existence of Israelite child sacrifice. Instead, there's four biblical, archaeological, and epigraphic to attempt to untangle the various form of child sacrifice, quote unquote, was not a homogeneous phenomenon any more than a sheep sacrifice. In some cases, children are said to have been sacrificed as a Molech offering. These offerings have good parallels in the Punic colonies, where an identically named rite involving child sacrifice appears in conjunction with vows. With vows. Why? Because our people made a vow. Now, when we go into the book of Matthew chapter 5, what did Christ speak about making vows? Right? This is one of the things that people are not really willing to admit, that Christ actually called the God of the Old Testament Satan. Now you guys know that I used John chapter 8 to prove my case, to prove my stance. Well, now I'm gonna give you guys another witness in which Christ literally calls the God of the Old Testament, who gave us the law of vowing, right? Because you guys know that according to the Torah, um, Yahweh put a law that whenever you want to make a vow to God or to Yahweh, that you have to fulfill it. Now, Christ, on the other hand, he spoke about this vow and how these evil commandment came to be or came into existence, and he even called it out. Whoever created this commandment about making vows to God was of the devil, was the evil one. That's basically what Christ said. And I'm going to show you Matthew chapter 5. I know people don't like that, but hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. Blue letter Bible. We're gonna go to the blue letter Bible, and we're gonna go into the Greek. Yeah, Yahweh, aka El, is a Canaanite god, and the word lower that is injected in your Bibles goes back to the word Adonai. Now, Adonai is basically another god that our people were serving way back in the day. Adonai is actually, as a matter of fact, let me show you. Yeah, so a lot of our people, hold on, before we go into, let me prove my case, because I know a lot of people say, like, what are you talking about, Adonai? Yeah, so there it is right there. So Adonai, which means my lords, is the plural form of Adon, which is Lord, along with the first person singular pronoun enclitic. As with Elohim, Adonai's grammatical form is usually explained as a plural of majesty. In the Hebrew Bible, it is nearly always used to refer to God, right? Approximately 450 times. So the word Adonai is found 150,000 times, referring to who? Referring to God. Now, in the Gnostics, this God Adonai, the word Adonai, see Adonai, uh, is right there. He is one of the top men from the God of this world, which is Yaldabaoth, aka Yahweh. It says, "This is the first ruler, the Archon, who took great power from his mother." Why? Why? Because we know. I'm gonna bring this out another time, but the God of this world was basically created by Mother Wisdom through a mistake. Now, I already addressed this whole fact about Jose Vega and saying, "Oh, see, Mother Wisdom went behind her man's back." Well, in fact, no. She consulted with the mother of all spirits. She consulted with her own mother. I brought this out before, bro. I proved it. But anyways, brothers want to slander my name anyways, regardless, because they have some type of hatred against me. But it says, "This is the first ruler, the Archon, who took great power from his mother. Then he left her and moved away from the place where he was born. He took control and created for himself all the eons with luminous fire, which still exist. He made it with the mindlessness and in him, and produced authorities for himself." You see, he produced top guys like his generals, his top guys. The name of the first is Athot, whom generations call the Reaper. You see, the Reaper. That's basically where it comes from. The whole Reaper, the whole concept about the Reaper, it was a real fact. Why? Because these gods were basically, they enjoy killing. They enjoy like bloodshed and genocide, bro. That's what they did. That's why the first one is the Reaper, going around killing and slaughtering in a genocidal manner all sorts of humanity all throughout the planet. But anyways, let me get to the point. It says the fifth is Adonaios, or Adonai, who is called Sabaoth. You see that? The fifth is Adonai, who is called Sabaoth. So you see that? So when you guys read in your Bibles, the word Adonai, supposedly 450 times, is referring to God. Well, that guy, his name is Adonai, is Shabbat, which is one of the 12 archons that the God of this world created in order to rule this planet. Okay, so that's basically what you guys been following. And again, the other concept that I brought out and that we brought out with Sister Vera was how Abraham made a deal with a god demon god, right? El Shaddai, right? El Shaddai. Exactly, exactly. So the word Baal, the word Adonai means lords, but the word Baal also means lords. With the word Lord means Adonai. So Adonai, my lords, Baal is the same thing. And I and again, according to the Bible, according to many people that believe in the Bible, in the Hebrew Bible, it is nearly always used to refer to God. You see? Now, we know that they're gods. We're not dismissing the fact that they're gods. But what kind of gods are they? That's the whole thing. And this is what I'm bringing out. This is what I'm going to continue to bring out, regardless people like it or not. The fact of the matter that people believe blindly without actually understanding what they even believe, right? So the word Adonai is basically Shabbat. He's the fifth archon, the fifth ruler that the God of this world created in order for these guys to do the bidding of this God of this world. So there's like a hierarchy right there. This is the hierarchy. You have Atad, Harmaz, who is the jealous eye. The third is Kalila, Kalila. You guys sound familiar with the gods of Hindu. The four is Jabel. The fifth, Adonai. The sixth is Cain. The seven is Abel. The eight is Abrisens. The nine is Jobel. So on and so forth, bro. So these are names of gods that were created by the God of this world. They were like basically like his commanders and captains and chiefs and so on and so forth. But so yeah, let's go back to where were we? Where are we? Oh, we're gonna go to Matthew 5. We're gonna go to Matthew 5, and we're gonna see, the whole idea. Because remember, way back in the day, you have a lot of Hebrew Israelites of our people that were making deals with like angels. They were making deals with like gods. Even when our people came into the land of Canaan and did a slaughter of all the Africans that were there, because that's basically what's going on. When you guys read the Bible and the slaughter of like many nations, there are a lot of African nations that are being slaughtered and sacrificed to the God of the Bible, to the gods of the Bible. As a matter of fact, let me correct myself, to the gods of the Bible, right? Because again, Adonai is one God. You have Baal is another. Is the same thing. Adonai, Baal is the same thing. So different names, but referring to these gods that our people were following, that were okay with human sacrifice, right? And now a lot of people are gonna say, well, wait a minute. So are you saying that Christ was not sacrificed, sir? Well, that's another subject that I'm gonna bring out, and a lot of people are gonna get shocked out. Okay, this is what I'm saying. A lot of people are not ready, bro, but I'm gonna still bring it out regardless. Matthew 5. We're gonna go to Matthew chapter 5. Yeah, we're gonna go into the book of Matthew chapter 5, and we're gonna go down to all right. All right. Hold on. All right. Let's read it, bro. We're gonna read Matthew chapter 5, verse 36. Mike Cortez, peace out. Shalom, welcome to live. All right, so we're gonna read verse 33. Again, you have heard that it had been said by them of all time. You see that? So this is Christ having a conversation with the people. It says, again, ye have heard that it had been said by them. You see that? Who is the them? The ancient ones from the Hebrew nation, right? Of all time. Thou shalt not forswear thyself, but shalt perform unto the Lord's thine oaths. You see that? But I said unto you, swear not at all, neither by heaven, for it is God's throne, nor by earth, for it is his footstool, neither by Jerusalem, for it is the city of the great king. Neither shalt thou swear by thy head, because thou canst not make one hair white or black. But let your communication be yea, yea, nay, nay. For whatsoever is more than these cometh of evil. Right there. Now, when we go into the Greek, when we study the word evil, you guys gotta find out that Christ was basically calling out the God of the Bible, of the Old Testament, who gave this commandment to Moses. Now we're gonna go back. We're gonna go into the law, and we're gonna see where was this commandment given. by who it was given to and who received it, because we know Moses received the law, quote unquote, the law. Even though a lot of things that Moses wrote down was basically mystery school knowledge from Egypt, because we know that he learned all the mystery school of Egypt, all the magical potions, all the magic, and all these other incantations, bro. He learned it from the priest of Egypt. And I'm going to do a special lesson on that, and I'm gonna bring two actual Hebrew records on that, bro, proving the case that a lot of things that were written down in the Torah were written by men. They were written by demons. Not all of it, but majority of the text, it was written by evil, by a demon god, by Satan himself. Again, I'm not making the statement to say that the entire Bible is evil. I'm just saying that the certain things that we have already spoken about these things briefly in other podcasts. You guys know what we're talking about. So don't try to make a video lesson like 2 hours talking about stuff that we already explained. Stop it. But the whole point, bro, is that Christ was calling out the God of the Old Testament evil, Satan, and I'm gonna prove it. But first, let's go back to the law and see where was this oath that was given, this law that was given to Moses on how to make vows to God, or how to make vows to Yahweh. Watch this. So Matthew 5, 33, Matthew 5, 33, see. All right. All right, so we are in Matthew 5:33, when Christ was saying, "You have heard it said from by them that you should make your oaths and this and that and third." Now we're gonna go into the law and read this commandment, right? And we're gonna see who gave Moses this commandment. All right, we're gonna go to the book of Numbers, chapter 30, verse 1 and 2. Hold on. There it is right there. All right, so we're in the book of Numbers, chapter 30, verse 1. I'm gonna read it. It says, and Moses spake unto the heads of the tribes, you see, concerning the children of Israel, saying, this is the thing which the Lord, you see, Baal, the Lord, this is the thing which the Lord had commanded. See, so the Lord is the one that commanded what? We're gonna read verse 2. If a man vow a vow unto the Lord, or swear an oath to bind his soul, you see that? This is what happened with the 12 tribes. The 12 tribes bound their souls to this God. This is why you guys are still in bondage. This is why you guys are still blinded, even though when you guys read your own Torah. As a matter of fact, let me show you that before we go even farther. Right? 1 Corinthians 3:15. 3:15. There it is right there, bro. Okay, there's right there. So right there, 2 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 15, it says, but even unto this day, when Moses is read, meaning when you guys read the Torah, the veil is upon their minds, meaning darkness is upon their minds. You see that? 2 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 15. Now let's go back to Numbers 30. It says, if a man vow a vow unto the Lord, or swear an oath to bind his soul with a bond, he shall not break his word. He shall do according to all that proceeded out of his mouth. See that? So basically the Lord commanded Moses to basically create a law on how to make vows and how to bind your soul to this God. Now, let's go back to Matthew 5, and we're gonna read what Christ was saying, and then we're gonna go into the Greek and see what if Christ was calling the God of the Old Testament Satan. Watch this. Uh, hold on, restore pages. There it is, right there. uh, well, according to Nahamadi, yeah, that's basically how they act. They act the same way their daddy, their father, their demon that they serve. That's how they act. They just all act like that. There's nothing new under the sun. They did it before. They're doing it again. And this is why they don't understand. They ain't never understood Christ. They never understood Christ. Again, right there. So Matthew 5:33, again, you have heard that it had been said by them. By who? By Moses and the 12 tribes way back in the day. Of all time, thou shalt not swear thyself, but shalt perform unto the Lord thine oaths. Meaning what? You have to bind your soul to this God, right? But what did Christ say? It says, but I say unto you, swear not at all. You see that? Swear not at all, meaning don't make any vows. Do not bind your soul to this God. But I said unto you, swear not at all, neither by heaven, for it is God's throne, nor by the earth, for it is the footstool, neither by Jerusalem, for it is the city of the great king. Neither shalt thou swear by the head, because thou canst not make one hair white or black. But let your communication be yea, yea, nay, nay. For whatsoever is more than these, see, whatsoever is more than these, cometh of evil. Now, let's analyze this word right here, because what Christ is saying, yo, you guys heard it, you guys heard it say by them in the Torah that, you're supposed to make your oaths and fulfill your oaths and bind your souls to God. But I say, don't do it. Don't bind your souls to this God. That's basically what Christ was saying. But let's go into the Greek and analyze this word. That all these things that we're reading, the things that we just read now, there's a whole list of commandments that Christ was basically saying, like, yo, you guys heard us say that do this, that, and the third. But I say do this instead. Okay. Now check this out. We're gonna go into the Greek, and we're gonna see if these commandments that Christ is exposing, right? That Christ is talking about, that we're gonna see if those commandments came from God or they come from Satan. I mean, think about it. Why would you bind your soul to an oath to this God? Well, look at the condition that the 12 tribes are in today. This is why they're in the way they're in, because they bound their souls to this false God, and now this false God is basically doing whatever the hell he wants with the 12 tribes, and sending them into slavery, killing them off, even though if they keep the commandments, right? You guys heard it. We brought this out many times. Josiah did it. Daniel went into slavery even though he was a righteous man, right? You have Job. You have Job basically, quote unquote, being put to the test, even though the Bible says that God never tempts you with evil. God never tempts his sons and daughters with evil or death. Yet we find many aspects within the Torah that's exactly it. That you have this God basically commanding everybody else to slaughter each other out. He sends you into slavery. He kills 185,000 soldiers of the Assyrians because their king was making fun of Yahweh, and then he went ahead and killed 185,000 men. Right? I mean, again, how righteous judgment is that? That you have a mere human being, the king of the Assyrians, making fun of Yahweh, and Yahweh gets upset. He throws a tantrum and goes and basically slaughters 185,000 Assyrian soldiers, bro. I mean, what was their sin? Again, people are gonna argue, oh, well, they were gonna enslave the 10 tribes of the northern kingdom. But wait a minute, didn't Yahweh send the king of Assyria to enslave the Israelites of the northern kingdom of Israel? He did. So I mean, you see what I'm saying right there. So Um, let's go back to Matthew 5:42. My bad. Matthew 5:37. But let your communication be yea, yea, nay, nay. For whatsoever is more than this cometh of evil. Now let's go back into tools, and we're gonna see if this ideology of this oath is coming from a true God, or is coming from a false God, bro. So Matthew 5:37, right there. That's the Greek right there. So we're gonna go all the way down, right? We're gonna go all the way down to the word evil, right there. So again, we read it that Christ was saying, like, listen, man, you guys have heard it say in the Old Testament, by them, to make an oath and bind your soul to this God. But I say to you, like, don't make any oaths, don't swear by heaven, by none of that. Don't do any agreements or make any contracts with these beings. Okay. If you guys are doing all these, then all that comes from the evil. And that's basically what we're gonna go into. The word evil is G4190, which is poneros. We're gonna go there, G4190, right there. Poneros, right? Poneros. All right, so it says these are the biblical usages, right? It says full of labors, annoyances, hardships, pressed and harassed by labors, bringing toils, annoyances, perils of a time full of peril to Christian faith, blah blah blah. Bad, of a bad nature or condition, in a physical sense, disease or blind, in an ethical sense, evil, wicked, bad, right? Now let's go even farther, bro. Let's see if we can find this word, the word poneros, which is what is it, G um what is it, hold on. G4190, bro, that's the word poneros. G4190, which is basically means in an ethical sense, evil, wicked, bad. Now we're gonna continue to go even farther, bro. Watch this, bro, watch this. So the word G4190 means poneros, which means bad. It means wicked, right? And evil. Now, this same word right here, bro, G4190, when we go, let's see, we're gonna go into, give me a minute. I had it all down, man. There it is. So we're gonna go into Matthew 6:13, right? Matthew 6:13, and when it says, "And lead us not in temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen." Right? Now, if we go to Matthew 6:13, the word G4190, where is it at? The word G4190 is being used right there. Right there, my bad. I don't have a camera. All right, right there. So we're in Matthew 6:13 now. It says, "And lead us not in temptation, but deliver us from evil." Right? Now, the word is again G. Where's it at? Right there, poneros. Again, it's the same word, bro, that is being used as evil, as wicked, right? Same thing. Hold on. My bad. There you go. Matthew 5:39. Yeah, Matthew 5:39. Again, the word right there is the same word. It's the same word, and it's always referring to the devil. See that? My uh, Right there, bro. You see that? Yeah. So again, Matthew 7:17. In an ethical sense, evil, wicked, bad. Um, we continue. I mean, there's just tons of scriptures, bro, referring to the same concept of the word being used as the devil or wicked, right? And so that's why when Christ was saying, like, yo, these commandments, they don't come from God, they come from the evil one. They come from wickedness and Satan, bro. I mean, just think about it. Like Christ saying things like, oh, don't make any oaths, don't swear of anything at all. Don't swear by anything that's in the heaven, below the heaven, this and that, and the third. Don't swear by anything. Instead, just say yes or no. Like, don't make any agreements with nobody. Meaning, don't make any agreements with like these gods. That's basically what Christ was saying. That's when and very at the last in verse 37, it literally tells you like all these things, right? All these things come from the evil, right? From the evil, and that's basically the proof that that the word G4190 is referring to what wickedness and bad and evil. Um, bro, in oh, Luke chapter 8 verse 2, it says, and certain women which had been healed of evil spirits and infirmities. See that? Evil spirits is the same word, G4190, bro. So, and certain women which had been healed of evil spirits and infirmities. You see that? So the word evil spirits is referring to what? G4190, which is exactly what Christ said in Matthew 5. What is it? Let's go back to Matthew 5, bro. Matthew 5. We're going to go to verse. Where are we? Matthew 5. Oh, that's Matthew 6. There it is, right there. Right there. So Matthew 5:37, but let your communication be yea, yea, nay, nay, for whatsoever is more than this cometh of evil. See, it's all wickedness, it's all bad. But wait a minute, didn't the Lord gave these commandment to Moses? So if that's the case, why is Christ saying that all these things are basically wickedness and evil and bad? G4190, bro. You guys can go look it up. There's tons of scriptures using these word G4190 in a negative sense, bad, evil, wickedness, so on and so forth. See, so that's what I'm saying. So the whole aspect about the whole human sacrifice that was being done by our people, it was seen as righteousness. Like that's why when you have a lot of this Torah only that used to come on our show, like they used to come to the Ancient Watchmen and try to debate us on like, oh, Christ, he didn't die for the sins of Israel because Yahweh is against human sacrifice. Wait a minute, why are you guys saying that Yahweh is against human sacrifice when I'm gonna show you right now? We've shown you before, but I'm gonna make it clear tonight that there's a lot of aspects that Yahweh was ascribing to these ideas of human sacrifice before, right? So hold on, my computer, bro, is acting, man. Fuck. Sorry, my bad. uh, I see your point, but couldn't it just be not be swearing on carnal things? Well, why would it be referring to carnal things when actually the oath, for example, you have the oath of the Nazarites, Numbers chapter 6, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. If I am, someone correcting me. But in Numbers chapter 6, it talks about the vow of the Nazarite. So whenever our people were making vows, it was all done, quote unquote, in quote unquote righteousness, right? Because our people thought that our people were following a righteous God, when in fact it wasn't. And the same deal, like another aspects of that, is when you have Ezra making the people there in Jerusalem making an oath to basically get rid of all the half Canaanites, the half breeds, and even the woman that had these children with these Canaanites. They were basically uh, kicked out of the nation, right? They were excommunicated from the nation of Israel. But that was because Ezra made the people make an oath to God, meaning what? According to Numbers 30, we read it earlier, that the Lord gave this commandment to Moses, and Moses gave it to the elders of Israel, right? And the elders of Israel taught it to the rest of the nation, on how to bind your souls to the God of the Old Testament. And that's exactly what was going on, bro. Like, that was the reason why that oath was made. So when you say that, I see your point, but couldn't it just be not be swearing on carnal things? That's not what it's saying. The swearing thing is you making an oath to bind your soul to this God. I mean, it's just clear as day, bro. Just clear as day. People don't want to deal with these facts. Uh, right there. Numbers chapter 30, verse 1. And Moses spake unto the heads of the tribes concerning the children of Israel, saying, This is the thing which the Lord had commanded. If a man vow a vow unto the Lord, or swear an oath, you see, so the word swearing is you swearing an oath, you sign up a contract, or swear an oath to bind his soul with a bond, you see, he shall not break his word. He shall do according to all that proceeded out of his mouth. You see that? So that was the commandment that Moses received by the Lord, and Moses gave it to the elders of Israel, and the elders of Israel passed it down to the 12 tribes. And this is how we got where we are. And this is why Christ is saying, like, all these things, bro, all these things are wickedness and evil. Like G4190, poneros. G4190, the word there is poneros. And you guys, when you guys type the word G4190, it's always referring to evil, wickedness, bad. So again, Christ is making it clear, but let your communication be yea, yea, nay, nay. For whatsoever is more than these, see, more, whatsoever is more than these, what is the these talking about? It's referring to what we read earlier. Like, oh, thou shalt make an oath to God and this and that and the third. Like, no, that's just evil, bro. You guys cannot be binding your souls time and time and time and time again. You guys know that I subscribe to reincarnation. I teach that. And there's a lot of people that are going to keep coming back into this planet, reincarnating onto this planet, because they have not grasped to understand this concept, bro. Like following deities that are not the prime creators, following gods that love human sacrifice, bro. But anyway, we're gonna go into that now. We're gonna continue to dive in. Welcome to the live. Estudiante for wisdom. Like, I don't know who you are. Welcome to the live. What's good? Yeah, well, a lot of people don't understand that Christ didn't even worship the God of the Old Testament. I brought that out many times before. Okay, so that's why we read in the book of Matthew chapter 5 that, when he's talking about, you've heard say in the Old Testament that you should do this, that, and the third, and you should make an oath and swear unto God and bind your soul to the God. But listen, man, don't do that. I say to you, like, all these things that you guys are listening to, they come from evil. That's exactly what Christ said, ladies and gentlemen. Matthew 5:37, but let your communication be yea, nay, nay, for whatsoever is more than these cometh of evil. And the word there is G4190. When you guys type that in, it's always referring to wickedness and evil and bad. So Christ was calling out these evil commandments that our people were following. Why? Because certain aspects of these commandments is you guys binding your souls to these gods. Period, bro. Yeah, and this is why the Gnostics are beautifully say it, bro. And they say, when we left our home and came down to this world and became embodied in the world. You see that? Because a lot of people don't understand, bro. You guys, when you guys came into this world through the womb of the woman, right? You mothers, right? Um, you guys think that you just came in by random, bro. Like, oh, you just born, like your parents decided to like, you know, have sex, and then you guys came about. Like, no, bro. You guys planned this out in the other realms way before you guys were even born, right? That's why we're reading over here. It says, when we left our home and came down to this world and became embodied in the world, we were hated and persecuted both by those who are ignorant. You see that? That's why a lot of people basically persecute me all the time, just like they persecuted Christ because they never understood Christ, bro. They even call him the prince of the demons, Beelzebub, right? They call him a blasphemer. They were even trying to kill him all the time, bro. Just like they try to kill the sons of light all the time, bro. When we left our home and came down to this world and became embodied in the world, we were hated and persecuted both by those who are ignorant. See, and by those who claim to be enriched with the name of Christ, with the anointing, right? Though they are vain and ignorant, like irrational animals, they do not know who they are. You see that? They hate and persecute those whom I have liberated. You see that? We are liberated, bro. I'm a liberated soul. I have been liberated by these dogmatic ideologies, following false gods, following lords, following demigods, following angels, which is what our people are following today, and they don't even realize it. This is why I always say that Christ the mystic, Christ the Gnostic, Christ the seen is the key to freeing yourselves from the matrix, bro. And again, a lot of people don't want to free themselves from the matrix, because once they free themselves from the matrix, they have been accustomed for thousands of years, a spiritually, emotionally conditioning within themselves at a psychic level, at a quantic level, that whenever, like myself, whenever we come out, whenever the sons of light come out and expose the whole thing out, like people lose their minds and flip out and be like, no, see, Yash, bro, like he's satanic, bro. See, he's worshiping the devil now. He's turning into an atheist now. Like, people come out with all this crazy slanderous campaign against me, when in fact all they have to do is just read, right, and understand with your spiritual eyes. Spiritual eyes. Anyway, so they hate and persecute those whom I have liberated. If these people would only shut their mouths for once, they would start weeping and groaning in futility, because they have not really known me. You see that? Rather, they have served two masters. See, and even more. You see, two masters. Our people have been following more than one God, bro. Like, our people follow Baal. This is why the whole idea about human sacrifice was okay in the Bible. Jephthah is one example. Abraham is another example. I mean, I could go on and on and on and on, and I'm gonna go on and on, bro. I'm gonna bring the scripture out tonight. No, sir. If you're actually reading context, I actually made a case saying we follow the Gnostic mystic Christ, the Christ spoken of in the book of the scenes, bro. Like, you guys don't understand. Like what you guys are doing is just that slander campaign because you guys don't understand. Instead of asking questions, be like, well, why did you, Ayash, Shamar, Oscar, what did you mean when you made the statement such and such and such? You guys can always quote me and ask me questions about it, bro. Instead of saying, oh, you see, his last video he posted, a woman said Christ was nothing. When she was referring to Christ is the Christ that is being pushed out by the Catholic Church, by the Christian Church all throughout the world. That's the Christ that we're talking about, because the Christ of the Gnostics right here, the Christ that we read in the Gnostics, the Christ that we read in the scenes, bro, it has nothing to do with what you guys know about Christ and Christianity. Okay, and I'm gonna bring that out in a different day. But anyways, see, this is what I'm saying. They hate, they hate and persecute those whom I have liberated. You see that? If these people would only shut their mouths for once, they would start weeping and groaning in futility because they have not really known me. You see that? You guys have not really known the true Christ, bro. I'm gonna bring out that information in different podcasts, bro. You guys are gonna be like, whoa, 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 bro, what the? Because they have not really known me. Rather, they have served two masters and even more. See that? So that's the whole thing, bro. That's why our people are following these ideologies. Just like, again, see that right there. Moses was a joke, called a faithful servant and friend. The testimony about him was wrong. You see that? Why was the testimony about him was wrong? I'm gonna bring that out in a different podcast, bro, because there's just a lot of stuff that I would like to bring out, exposing who was really Moses, bro. Right? Who was really Moses? Now you guys know the brother Lucifer, Jose Vegas's new teacher. He learns from him about the whole concept about the Yahweh's ideology and the Elohist, right? So on and so forth. And so, according to Lucifer, you guys heard him say it. As a matter of fact, let me see. I think he's here, right? Where's it at? No, not here. Anyways, yeah. So, according to Lucifer, he subscribes to the idea that Moses and the Levites were basically, they brought all these Egyptian ideology into the doctrine of the Hebrew Israelites, of our people way back in the day. And I'm going to prove that in a different day, bro. Not tonight. I'm not gonna share this information now, but eventually I will. Moses was a joke, called a faithful servant and friend. The testimony about him was wrong. See, again, why was it wrong? Because a lot of the stuff that he learned and he injected in the Torah was Egyptian ideology. It had nothing to do with the true prime creator. That's why Christ in Matthew chapter 5, verse 37, it says, "But let your communication be yea, yea, nay, nay, for whatsoever is more than these." See, whatsoever is more than these, meaning what? Whatever we read earlier in verse 36, verse 35, verse 33 about the commandment, the law that was given to Moses about making oaths and binding your souls to this God. So Christ said, just say yes or no. Don't try to sign any contracts. So whatsoever is more than these cometh of evil. So it's wickedness, it's evil. So that commandment that was given to Moses in Numbers chapter 30, verse 1 and 2, it was evil and wickedness. Why? Because you guys are binding your souls. Isn't that why we read Numbers 30, verse 1 and 2? Right? Anyway, so yeah, so the testimony of Moses was wrong, since he never knew me. He did not know me, and none of those before him, from Adam to Moses and John the Baptizer, knew me or my siblings. See that? So then if Moses and David and everybody else didn't really recognize the Son of God, right, and the true prime creator, then the question is, who were they following way back in the day, right? Second Kings chapter 23 tells you that King David, King Solomon, and everybody else prior to Josiah was following who? They were following Baal. They were following the god of Ammon and the god of Moab, and so on and so forth. This is why there was a lot of human sacrifice being done by Yahweh, Why? Because our people were following Adonai, Baal, Ishtar. They were following all these gods that had nothing to do with the prime creator. This is why Christ said, he did not know me, and none of those before him, from Adam to Moses and John the Baptizer, knew me or my siblings. They had instruction from angels to observe food laws and submit to bitter slavery. You see that? That's the type of contract our people created way back in the day. This is the contract our people did way back in the day. Now, again, bro, it's just like, man, it's like redundant, bro. Like every time like I bring this out, it's like it's redundant. It's like repeating myself. It's like, when our people are gonna realize that you guys have been following reptilian gods, that all they do in order for you to appease them is to sacrifice humans, children, goats, uh, sentient life. Now we know that according to the Torah in Leviticus chapter 8, what is it, 17 or 11, it speaks about that life is in the blood, in your genes, right? And so these gods, when you guys sacrifice humans to these gods, when you guys sacrifice goats and animals, just like the Old Testament, right? You guys are sacrificing lives, bro, because your DNA is full of life. So imagine these gods being appeased by humans for thousands of years. Like, imagine how many lives have been sacrificed to these gods. Imagine how many animals have been sacrificed to these reptilian gods that you guys call the Most High, like Abraham in chapter Genesis 35, Genesis chapter 17, when refers to uh, the god El Shaddai, which means God, demon God, bro. See that? So that's why Christ was saying right here that Moses and everybody else didn't know the true Christ and the true sons of light, because they had instructions from angels to observe food laws and submit to bitter slavery. This is why you guys were sent into slavery, 7 captivities, right? Because you signed up that contract, bro. You bound yourselves to this ideology. Again, I'm already free from all that. They never knew the truth, and they never will. You see that? Those orange follower snakes, they will never know the truth. That's why they have to be stay behind. And that's why in my dream, when I broke down my dream, I said to Jose Vega, let's go and let's regroup. Why? Because what I'm bringing out right now, bro, this was the second stage of the things that we were gonna bring out. The first plan was to destroy the Pan-Africanist black supremacy doctrines that these One West camps are teaching to our people, Hispanics, natives. Now you guys have a bunch of Hispanics and Native Americans still today saying that Christ was a black man, that the 12 tribes was black, and this and that and the third. Like, just nonsense, bro. Just pure nonsense. But anyway, so they never knew the truth, and they never will, because their souls are enslaved. See? Because their souls are enslaved, bro. Now, how would you enslave your souls unless you're doing what? Unless you're doing what Christ told you not to do. See? Let's go back up. All right, so we are right there. Matthew 5:33. See, again, you have heard that it had been said by them. Where? In Numbers chapter 30, verse 1 and 2. Of all time, thou shalt not swear thyself, but shalt perform unto the Lord thine oaths. Meaning what? Meaning you binding your soul to the Lord, right? You bind your soul to the Lord, right? And so this is why when we read in the Gnostics, they never knew the truth, and they never will, because their souls are enslaved, and they can never find a mind with freedom to know until they come to know the Son of humanity, bro, the true Christ. On account of my Father, I was the one the world did not know, and for this reason it rose up against me and my siblings. You see, but we are blameless toward it. We have not sinned. You see that? And this is my argument to a lot of people that are basically trying to demonize me, saying, "Oh, Ayash just completely lost it, bro." completely lost it. Yeah, so yeah, I'll answer your questions at the very end, brothers. Let me just bring this out because I'm kind of delaying the class. We're gonna go into the human sacrifice. And again, Matthew 5:33 down to 37 literally tells you how Christ was basically saying that that commandment given to Moses in the book of Numbers, chapter 30, verse 1 and 2, was wicked, was evil, it was bad. And the word there is in Matthew 5:37. The word for evil is it's G4190. You guys can type this in and just every time you type in G4190, which is poneros is referring to wickedness, evil, and bad. And when Christ was saying, "Oh, yo, like don't be making any O's because whatsoever cometh, right? Whatsoever is more than these, meaning what we just read from verse 33 all the way down, even the previous chapters, bro, even the previous things that Christ was speaking about, which again I'm gonna do a special breakdown on this whole thing. But anyways, but let your communication be yes, yes, or no, no. For whatsoever is more than these, all these things that we speak about in Matthew chapter 5, cometh of evil. Yeah, cometh of evil. Now, when I speak about Matthew 5, uh, I'm referring to from verse, let's see, from verse 21 down to the last verse we read. And this is talking about the personal relationship, right? So this is adultery. It's talking about adultery and all this sort of stuff. But the whole point about verse 37 is the oaths. The oaths, meaning the binding of your soul, comes from evil, bro. It's wickedness, evil. And that's what Christ was saying, bro. That's what Christ was saying. Uh, okay, so now let's go back to the human sacrifice aspect that our people, the 12 tribes, were doing way back in the day. Way back in ancient times, our people were following these ideologies about human sacrifice. Why? Because our people copied that ideology from the false gods from the other nations. Now, when I say false gods, I'm not saying that they're not real. No, they're just as real. Okay, they're just as real. These guys exist. Like maybe they're not on this planet still. Maybe they are in a different dimension or a different land beyond the Antarctic ring of ice of the wall. You guys know what I'm talking about? I don't know. Nobody has even been there except for one man, General Byrd. Right? He's the one that made a trip, an exploration with three ships, totaling 3,000 sailors, I believe. And obviously, you guys know what happened, but supposedly there's land beyond the walls of ice of Antarctica, bro. But that's another subject in itself. But the whole point, bro, is that, yeah, this in Jeremiah 7:30 and 31, for the Judites have done evil in my sight, an oracle of Yahweh. They have set their abominations in the house over which my name is invoked, defiling it. They build their shrines to Tophet, which is the valley of the son of Hinnom, to burn their sons and their daughters in the fire, which I did not command, nor did it rise in my mind. You see that? So these aspects, bro, that our people were doing, sacrificing their children unto because they make an oath. Now you guys understand like the whole thing about Jephthah, right? Jephthah made what? He made an oath to who? Yahweh. Well, we know that in Book of Numbers, chapter 30, verse 1 and 2, making an oath is what? When you make an oath, you're signing up your soul, right? You're binding your soul to this God. Now, when let me see. Let me see where are we? Where are we? um Yeah, so we're talking about Jephthah's sacrifice of his daughter in fulfillment of a vow, which is in the book of Judges, chapter 11 and chapter 12, right? You guys know the story. Um, Jephthah, right? Jephthah. Now, the interesting about his name, the word Japhatha, the word THA, the word TH. A, it means in the Hebrew, it means ta. No, hold on. Where's my? We're gonna do a little. We're gonna do a little class. Jeff. All right. So the word Jafta, right? This word right here in the Hebrew, it's this right here. Watch that, and that means an agreement, right? The word ta means an agreement. Just like when you guys go into the Hebrew for the word beginning, Barshayath, Barshayath, the word th at the end of Barshayath, which is in the beginning. Many people call it Bereshith, you know, right, in the Yiddish. But Barshayath, Barashayath, the word th at the end of Barshayath means an agreement or a note, or you signing up a contract, right? So we know that in the book of Judges, chapter 11, chapter 11 and chapter 12 of the book of Judges, Jephthah sacrifices her own daughter to Yahweh in fulfillment of a vow. Why? Because Jephthah, what is a vow once again? Numbers 30, verse 1 and 2. To make a vow is to bind your soul to God, like to the God of the Bible. Now we know that throughout the Bible, there are many gods. You got Adonai, which is Adonai, which means Lord, which is Shabbat, which is the fifth commander that was created by God, by the God of this world. You know, these are guys, these are the top guys. They belong to the cabinet of Satan, basically. All right, so let's go back to what we were talking about earlier. Among the many accusations that the prophets of the Hebrew Bible level at their contemporaries, child sacrifice certainly ranks amongst the most egregious. The idea that the Israelites would sacrifice their own children is so shocking that one may be tempted to dismiss the charge merely as hyperbolic. Now let's look at the word hyperbolic. What is that talking about? Let's see. The word hyperbolic is relating to hyperbola, a language exaggerated or hyperbolical. So it's basically like an exaggeration. That's what they're saying. That's what they're saying. So again, the idea that the Israelites would sacrifice their own children is so shocking that one may be tempted to dismiss the charge merely as a hyperbolic language, right? Like they're really exaggerating, like they're exaggerating when it's not true, right? That's basically what they're saying. When we know, right? When we all know for a fact that human sacrifice is all throughout the Torah. Human sacrifice was okay by Yahweh, by Yahweh. But the accusation is hardly limited to Jeremiah. For instance, among the first commandments in the book of Deuteronomy chapter, Deuteronomy's collection of law is Deuteronomy chapter 12, verse 29 and 31. When Yahweh, your God, has cut off before you the peoples among you whom you are about to enter to dispossess, and you have dispossessed them and lived in their land, be careful lest you are ensnared by them after they have been destroyed you before you, lest you inquire about their gods. You see that? Their gods, saying, quote, how did these people serve their gods? I also will do likewise. You must not do likewise for Yahweh your God, because every abomination to Yahweh that he hates they have done for their gods, for they even burn their sons and their daughters in the fire to their gods. Now, are you guys reading what I'm reading? Because Deuteronomy chapter 12, 29, 31 is basically admonishing like the whole idea behind human sacrifice and how human sacrifice is evil by Yahweh, and that you're not supposed to be doing none of the things that the Canaanites were doing in the land before we came in and took it over, this and that and third. But again, I mean, Jephthah is an example of human sacrifice, and Yahweh was okay with it. This is Deuteronomy chapter 12, 29 and 31. It's a warning to the Israelites not to imitate the depraved Canaanites by sacrificing Israelite children to Yahweh in the same way that the Canaanites sacrificed their sons and daughters to their gods. But why would such a command exist among the corpora of biblical laws unless some Israelites were at least tempted to sacrifice their children to Yahweh? Hmm. Furthermore, the fact that the oracle in Jeremiah accuses them of precisely that only strengthens the suspicion that the practice of child sacrifice was a very real and apparently quite controversial issue in ancient Israel. Now, the question is, why was it so controversial when actually the God of the Bible was the one that initiated this whole concept about human sacrifice? I mean, let's go back to the book of Abraham, right? I mean, the story of Abraham and Isaac, when Abraham basically was told by Yahweh or whoever that God was, which again, El Shaddai, that's the name that Genesis 35 uses. That's the name Genesis chapter 17 uses, El Shaddai. And we know that the word El Shaddai means a goat demon god. Well, when Abraham was told by El Shaddai to sacrifice his own son, according to a lot of people, they're saying that, well, uh, God, the Most High, was trying to test Abraham's faithfulness to see if he was gonna obey. Like, wait a minute, again, bro. Like, isn't God all knowing? Wouldn't that defeat the purpose of Abraham being tested by God if God already knew the end result? So what would the point be? Like, there's really no point unless they were following these reptilian gods that have been ruling this planet for thousands of years. Uh, these are far from the only references to child sacrifice in the Hebrew Bible. While the story of Abraham's near sacrifice of Isaac, Genesis chapter 22, is probably the most famous example. I already brought that out. I mean, Jephthah sacrifices his daughter in fulfillment of a vow. Again, Judges chapter 11 and 12. King Mesha of Moab's sacrifice of his firstborn son during what appeared to be a hopeless siege, which you guys can read that in the book of Second Kings chapter 3. Various biblical law codes demand that the firstborn of one's cattle and flocks be handed over as a sacrifice to Yahweh or to Yahweh. But some passages suggest that the requirement applied to the firstborn children as well. You see that? In most cases, firstborn children are to be, quote unquote, redeemed via the offering of a sheep. Exodus chapter 34, 19 and 20. I know, bro. I know. It's too heavy for you guys. I understand. But the ones that are ready, they're gonna listen to the message. That are the ones that are not, the ones that are following the orange snake, right, with the blue spots that had gray color around it, all that confusion. Well, you guys know where they are. Where's it at? uh you are cursed. No, you guys are cursed because you guys have made a contract. That's why you guys are under contract. Just kind of like when you guys signed up a lease to rent an apartment or whatever like, right? You guys signed up a lease, right? And then there comes a point where you guys cannot pay the rent, right? What do you have to do? You either have to get out or pay a fine or pay late fees. Well, when our people made a contract, bro, they made a vow with these gods to bind their souls to these god. They signed up this agreement without reading the small letters of that contract. Well, that contract was in Deuteronomy chapter 28, right? If you do this in the third, this is what's gonna happen to you. If you don't do this in the third, this is what's gonna happen. Now, the question on that is, like, what happened with the people? Because there was hundreds of Israelites that were keeping the commandments. Why would they go into slavery, like to the Assyrian Babylonian captivity, Roman captivity, when lots of Hebrew Israelites were actually keeping the commandments, keeping the laws and statutes and commandments in the land of Jerusalem way back in the day, and yet a lot of them, a lot of our people really went into slavery regardless, no matter what. So again, contracts, right? Contracts. That's the whole thing. All right, so check this out. Exodus chapter 34, 19 and 20. All that openeth the matrix is mine. You see, what is the matrix, bro? The womb. When we come into the matrix, we come into the matrix through the womb of the woman. That's the only way you guys can access this planet. All the all that openeth the matrix is mine, and every firstling among thy cattle, whether ox or sheep, that is male. You see, so this is referring to animals, right? And humans. Watch this. But the firstling of an ass thou shalt redeem with the lamb. It, and if thou redeem him not, then shalt thou break his neck. Now check this out. It says, all the firstborn of thy sons thou shalt redeem. See that? So how do you redeem one of your sons? The same way you redeem a firstling of an ass, bro. See that? So all the firstborn of thy sons thou shalt redeem, and none shall appear before me empty. See that? So yeah, well, according to the book of what is the book of Galatians, I believe, it talks about that God, like the true God, the true Father of Christ, he will never tempt us with evil, right? He will. As a matter of fact, let's go there real quick before we dive into the actual class, because I know I've been prolonging it, but hold on. Where are we, Matthew? What is it? Oh yeah. So all right, so we're gonna go into the book of James, chapter 1:13. It says James 1:13. Where's God, man? James 1:13. When tempted, no one should say, God is tempting me, for God cannot be tempted by evil. See, nor does he tempt anyone. See? So you have a lot of people out there saying, well, Abraham's was tempted to see if he was going to be faithful to do the thing that God commanded him to do, right? So why would the true God again tempt Abraham with evil? When in the book of James, chapter 1:13, it says that God does not tempt with evil, right? He does not tempt anybody with evil. So if he doesn't tempt anybody with evil, who is doing the tempting? The God of this world. The God of this world is the one that's been managing the subconscious stages of the human evolution for thousands of years, bro. That's what I'm saying, right? And when I say these things, it just goes over people's heads. Like, what is Ayash talking about, bro? Like, what is he talking about? Anyways, so various biblical law codes demand that the firstborn of one's cattle and flocks be handed over as a sacrifice to Yahweh. But some passages suggest that the requirement applied to the firstborn children as well, just like we read in Exodus chapter 34, 19 and 20. Or a cash payment to the priest in Numbers. We go into the Numbers chapter 18. We're gonna go into the book of Numbers chapter 18, verse 15 and 16. There it is right there. Numbers 18, 15, 16. The first offspring of every, come on, computer. All right, let me grab my Bible, bro, because my computer is acting up. Some people are gonna say, you see, Satan is or God is interrupting his class or whatever. Like, you know how they are. You know how the religious individuals out there following the orange snake are. Numbers 18, 15, 16. The first offspring of every womb, you see, both human and animal, that is offered to the Lord is yours. You see? So we read earlier, bro. Earlier we read, right, in the book of what is it? In the book of Exodus, chapter 34, 19 and 20, um that that the firstborn of the cattle was supposed to be sacrificed to Yahweh and this and that, including the children as well. Now, check this out. In Numbers 18, right? In the book of Numbers 18, 15, 16, it says, the first offspring of every womb, both human and animal, that is offered, you see, to the Lord is yours. See? So, both human and animal that is offered to the Lord is yours. But you must redeem every firstborn son and every firstborn male of unclean animals. When they are a month old, you must redeem them at the redemption price, you see, set at 5 shekels of silver, according to the sanctuary shekel, which weighs 20 gerahs. Right? We're not going to go into all that. That's just, it's not part of the subject matter. The subject matter, bro, is that the offspring of every womb, both human and animal, that is offered to the Lord is yours. You see that? So this is basically a Levitical law that pertains to the redemption of these firstborn that were supposed to be redeemed. Otherwise, they will be sacrificed to God. Okay. Um, Again, in most cases, firstborn children are to be redeemed via the offering of a sheep, Exodus 30, 34, 19, and 20, or a cash payment to the priest, Numbers 18, 15, 16. But in at least one case, no form of redemption is mentioned, just like we read in the book of Exodus 22, 28, and 29. Let's go read that. See, this is what I'm saying, bro. Like, a lot of people are not gonna like what I'm bringing out, but it is what it is, right? It is what it is. You guys follow a goat demon god that demands human sacrifice, bro. That's the whole matter. That's the whole thing of the matter. uh Estudiante for wisdom. Like, who are you, bro? Can you say your name? Like, how'd you come across the channel? Like, what is your name? Who are you? Like, tell me a little bit about yourself, bro. Because there's a lot of people that come in here, and they're just pretending to be someone else that they're not. But welcome to live. So you're asking, how do we forfeit the contract, or when do you officially enter the contract? Well, the contract was already made, bro. The contract was made through Moses when he sprinkled blood on the Israelite elders, right, and the rest of the tribes as well. So there was Moses sprinkled blood, right, onto the Israelites. Now, isn't that how the music industry, all these rappers, do the contracts when they bind their souls to the God of this world, because it's the God of this world that has rulership and kingship of this planet, right? He controls every facet, every level of the societal structure at a global scale, right? And he uses religion, and he uses dogmatic conditioning at a quantic level, at a mental level, at a spiritual level, at an emotional level, in order to brainwash the followers of these El Shaddai, of these Baal, of the Adonai, Yahweh, Yahweh, Yahuwah, Yahweh, Yaldabaoth. Yo, you guys want to use whatever name you guys choose to use? Go ahead. To me, they're all the same. Okay, to me, they're all the same. So, anyways, let's go back to we're in Exodus, right? The book of Exodus, chapter 22, verses 28 and 29. So again, there's one case in which there's no form of redemption for the firstborn, whether it be the animal or the firstborn of the humans, right? And we read that in the book of Exodus, chapter 22, 28, and 29. Um, Possibly indicating the firstborn children were sacrificed in some Yahwist circles. Now, let's read that. Exodus chapter 22, verse 28 and 19. You shall not revile God, nor curse a ruler of your people. You shall not delay to offer, right there. You shall not delay to offer from the fullness of your harvest and from the outflow of your presses. The firstborn of your sons you shall give to me. Now, we read earlier in the other scriptures that the firstborns of both the animal and the humans were supposed to be as a sacrifice to Yahweh, right? Yeah. Oh, Rudy, what's going on, brother? Welcome to life. Came across the One West doctrine, then I came across Ancient Watchmen when I learned about the Canaanites. All right. Okay, man. Yeah, yeah, the battle against Canaan is it's been over 2-3 years. We debunk a lot of their Pan-Africanist, Black supremacy doctrines already. We debunked it all, and this is why instead of coming and address us, instead of coming in here and talking about it, they completely ignored us, bro, and they keep ignoring us even until this day. Just like a lot of people are continue to ignore the subject matter of a lot of things that I will be bringing out when it comes to your Bible, when it comes to the scriptures that people follow, when it comes to the dogmatic ideology that people follow, thinking about, oh, we're worshiping Adonai, like all praise to Adonai, or praying to Adonai, or praying to El Shaddai, or praying to all the gods, bro. Even again, including the human sacrifice that we've been reading for quite some time now, like Exodus 34, 19 and 20, Numbers 18, 15, 16, Exodus 22, 28, 29, proving the case, bro, that the Israelites, bro, the sons and daughters of our people were supposed to be given to Yahweh as a sacrifice, bro. Moses learned the ways of the Egyptian. Yeah, I know. A lot of people don't want to deal with the facts that a lot of the doctrines that our people have, those ideologies about human sacrifice and sacrificing your sons and daughters, that they all come from an Egyptian dogmatic from the priest of Egypt. And I'm going to bring that out in a different day. Are you NT only then? I'm not NT only. I do believe in Christ. But again, I don't want to make any statements right now because I will be bringing out how the Christ that many people know about is not the same Christ I subscribe to. I subscribe to the Gnostic Christ or the mystic Christ. Okay, so that's another subject in itself that I would like to bring out in a different day, because that's an extensive subject that I would like to bring a lot of information on the matter, to expose the matter and all those things. I think it's either you use the Bible as its whole or not use it at all, because it's faulty. Wouldn't the whole book be faulty? Without the Bible, we wouldn't be here knowing about these people of Israel. Bro, you don't have. Do you know there's a lot of archaeology regarding the Shemitic Hebrew Israelites, right? As a matter of fact, the whole idea behind the Bible mythology of the creation story, the mythos of the cosmogony and the cosmology of the creation story in the book of Genesis, is nothing more than a plagiarized story that goes back to the Sumerians, predating the Torah for 1,000 years and predating the nation of Israel for at least 250,000 years. Okay, so a lot of the stories that you guys have in your Bibles, especially like the mythos of creation, right? The cosmogony and cosmology, that all goes back to the Sumerian mythologies. So a lot of the aspects that you guys have is all injected in the Bible. So that's why it's important to, as a matter of fact, Let's go to the Second Thessalonians 5:21 to address what you were saying, right? Second Thessalonians. This is one of my favorite scriptures. Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 21. Right? I always quote this. Why? Because it's important to understand uh this First Thessalonians 5:21. It says, prove all things, right? That's what I do. Hold fast that which is good, which means what? That we have to chew the meat of the bones. So just because the Bible has many editions, so it has been edited, there's a lot of stuff that was taken away from it. There was a lot of stuff that was added onto it. Just because that's the case doesn't mean that the book doesn't have good things, because it does. Now, what I'm pointing out is the fact that you guys have to um, acknowledge the fact that there's certain things and aspects within your Bible that have nothing to do with the prime creator, bro. Okay, that's my whole stance on the matter. Okay, and I'm not saying, oh, you guys drop the Bible completely. You guys, go believe in nothing. That's not what I'm saying. At the end of the day, you guys follow your own spiritual walk, your own spiritual pathway, right? Everybody has your own spiritual journey, right? Nobody's a robot around here. Nobody's supposed to be doing just one thing like everybody else is doing, because everybody's uniquely created, right? Everybody's uniquely created. In order for you guys to have your own spiritual, personal, um, spiritual ascension, right? You cannot copy like the other person's journey. You guys have to go through your own darkness. You guys have to go through the own valley of shadow of death on your own, right? In order to experience what is life and what is not, in order to discern the spiritual realms and whatnot, in order to discern like who's this God, why is this God saying this and that and the third. And that's basically my stance. And I'm gonna continue to stay on my ground when it comes to a lot of these things, bro, because it has to come out. Is that how Moses brought plagues that Pharaoh was able to mimic? Also, well, not Pharaoh. The priest and the mages of Egypt were also doing the same thing. The only thing that the mages and the priests and the wizards of Egypt didn't want to do, it was the human sacrifice that Moses was trying to do, right? Which is necromancy. Necromancy is basically when you create these massive spells in order to either create life or sacrifice humans. Well, the whole idea behind the what would you call it, Passover. The Passover was nothing more than a human sacrifice event. Just like you guys read about Travis Scott, that rapper that, there was 8 people that died. The 8 people were sacrificed to the god of Moloch on these in Babylon, right here in the United States, right? So when Moses was doing all these uh uh bending the water, he was being a water bender, he was doing all this magical stuff you guys call miracles and all this sort of stuff. He learned it from the mages and the priests of Egypt. Okay, the priests of Egypt, they in Egypt is where a lot of the Sumerian gods traveled to way back in the day when the flood happened. Yeah, when the flood came about, you have a lot of gods, these gods that dispersed throughout humanity, and that's when they began to recolonize humanity. That's when they began to choose their own priests, choose their own chosen ones out of that nation, so on and so forth. Right? So, yeah, that's basically Moses, and I'm gonna bring that out, not tonight, because I want that to be too special. I want that to be a special class, a special podcast, bro. But um, yeah, then that's the thing, bro. I don't need to grab the Bible to speak about none of that. All right, I can just use the Nahamadi. Now, Nahamadi basically exposes a lot of stuff. These are the true gospels, bro. These are the true gospels that people are not aware of. These Nahamadi scrolls never went through any councils of Nicaea, any councils of the papacy of Rome. They were never edited. The way they're written down is the way they were found, right? And a lot of the things that you guys find in the Gospels, in the Gospel of Matthew, John, Mark, Luke, they're not. They're just, bro. It's so incomplete, bro. It's so incomplete. You're saying the whole Bible is on the Sumerian tablets, brother. I never said the whole Bible. See, this is my problem that I have with everybody else, that you guys don't know how to listen. I never said the whole Bible. I said the cosmogony and the cosmology, aka the creation story, goes back to the Sumerians, because the rest of the Bible is nothing more than history of the nation of Israel, and even the history of the nation of Israel that is in the Bible, like in Second Kings, First Kings, Second Kings, First Chronicles, Second Chronicles. That's the chronology, not the entire chronology of the nation of Israel, but part of the chronology of the nation of Israel in some aspects during the time of the Syrians, Babylonians, Romans, and Greeks. Okay, obviously we know that the Greek history we can read it in the Apocrypha, the book of Maccabees, Second Maccabees, third book of Maccabees, so on and so forth, right? But when it comes to the cosmogony, the creation story, the mythos of Adam and Eve, and all that stuff, that all goes back to the Sumerians, predating the Torah for 1,000 years, predating the entire nation of Israel, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob for 240,000 years. The Sumerians were already speaking about these matters way before everybody else. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I don't know. The book, the Bible has wisdom. It does, but you have to decipher like what's really going on, right? You got people gotta decipher what's really going on within the Bible, because a lot of things that you guys find in the Bible, again, it has nothing to do with the prime creator, right? Just like Abraham made a deal with El Shaddai. Now, El Shaddai in the book of Genesis 35, chapter 35, Genesis chapter 17. You guys go into the Hebrew. I'm not lying about it. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna post a short clip on the lesson that we did, proving without shadow of a doubt that Abraham was dealing with the goat demon god, and he's the one that made the deal um, about his descendants, which is us. You heard of this guy who's a rapist, an old man, Bill Cosby, the Sicari, saying he was released from prison because he became an Israelite. Like, how can you become an Israelite? You either an Israelite or you're not. You cannot become an Israelite. Like, you are already an Israelite, regardless if if you're if you don't know or not. Like you have a bunch of Hispanics and natives that don't know that they're Israelites. So you don't become an Israelite. You're already an Israelite, regardless. Now, mind you, there's a lot of people that uh, don't know that, but that doesn't take the fact that they're not. But yeah, a lot of these scams, what they're gonna do is they're gonna try to uplift. They're gonna try to use high profile individuals within the music industry to push their own agenda, right? They want to push their own agenda to try to convert, right? They're trying to convert all the Africans so that they can say, well, we are the real Israelites, and we know that they're not. So okay, so yeah, the manna is the flesh of God, right? Yeah, the manna is the flesh of God. I mean the word what is it called? The word entheogenous, like mushrooms. Mushrooms have these entheogenous substance. The word entheogenous basically means inspired by God, right? Because when you guys read in the book of Nehemiah chapter 9:21, it's saying that the Spirit gave uh, instruction to the tribes when they ate the manna. Well, when you go into the word shakal, which is instruction, is basically the revelation of like mysteries and life and all the aspects that you guys don't understand. Like when you guys traverse and cross over, when you guys eat of the manna, That's exactly what you're gonna experience, bro. If you guys are ready, you guys are gonna be able to cross over and learn. That's why in Nehemiah 9:21 it says that the Spirit, right? The Spirit gave them shakal instructions, revelations, insight. Okay, that's what it means. So when we talk about the flesh of God, we're not talking about cannibalism. Okay, that's not what it's referring to. The flesh of God is that is the entheogenous substance within the magic mushrooms themselves, which allows you to cross over the veil so that you are able to receive shakal, which is instructions by the Spirit by eating all the manna. So Black Hebrew Israelite prayed to the Canaanite God in one love. Yeah, well, they what they're trying to do, the Black Hebrew Israelites, what they're trying to do is they trying to revive back the worship of El, which is their God, which is Baal, right? El and Baal, Adonai is the same thing, Lord, Lord, Lord. So again, brother, estudiante for wisdom. I always felt that before I was reading the Bible. Then I came to the knowledge, and I found that there are accursed people. So I thought I had to follow the laws. Any word of advice on my case? Now, again, brother, you said you're Rudy, even though I don't know if you're Rudy, bro. Uh, why would you subscribe to being cursed, bro? Why do always people want to say, well, see, we're the cursed people. Why don't you guys want to be blessed? Right now, you have many instances in which many tribes of Israel follow the commandments. They were righteous. They kept the laws, bro. They were just spotless, and still they went into slavery. Still they get slaughtered. I mean, we can go into the list of these individuals, bro, in the Bible, that they kept the law, they kept the commandments. Again, the commandments are not gonna save you, bro, and the commandments that many people are following is just completely false. Like, there's commandments that have nothing to do with the prime creator. Like, for example, in the book of Deuteronomy chapter 20 verse 16 and 17, um the Israelites were commanded to go and slaughter the Canaanites, the animals, the women, the elderly, the pregnant woman. Yahweh commanded our people to go slaughter a bunch of African children, a bunch of African babies, and African animals, and all this stuff that were living in the land of Canaan, in the Lebanon and Israel, right? So you tell me, how is that a righteous commandment? I mean, the list goes on and on and on, and that's exactly why I'm bringing out the fact that Yahweh, basically was pushing this idea of human sacrifice all throughout the Torah, bro. And we know that according to the other gods, Baal, Ishtar, what else? The gods of Moab, the gods of Ammon, the gods of all the other nations were doing the same thing that Yahweh was doing, which is what? Human sacrifice. Just like we read earlier, bro, in the book of in the book in the book of Exodus chapter 34, 19 and 20, in the book of Numbers 18, 15, 16, in the book of Exodus chapter 22, 28 and 29. See, like a lot of our firstborn children were being sacrificed in some of the Yahweh circles, bro. But anyways, man, scholars have long debated whether the Israelites could ever actually sacrifice their children. If so, to which god or gods, and who and how pervasive was that practice? There is a general consensus that child sacrifice did indeed take place in ancient Israel, just like we read earlier, bro. I mean, the greatest example is Jephthah. Jephthah made a deal with Yahweh, binding his soul through a vow. This is why Christ in the book of Matthew chapter 5, verse 37, tell you that, all that thing, all that ideology and the doctrine and the commandment about you making a vow to God, binding your soul to God, to the Lord, to Baal, to Adonai, right? Just like the Bible says, 400 5 times the word Adonai is in reference to God, right? When in fact it's not. It's actually one of the gods that rule this planet. But some argue that children were never offered to Yahweh, but only to foreign Canaanite gods like Molech, while others argue that child sacrifice was an ancient part of the Yahwist religion, which only fell out of favor after such rites were condemned as foreign syncretism by revisionist rhetoric, including that of the Hebrew Bible. Turning to the rhetoric of the Hebrew Bible itself, I give you some examples. It is interesting to note that even among the groups that practice no form of child sacrifice, there was a diversity of opinion on the topic. For instance, some biblical writers seem to assume that firstborn children were indeed owed to Yahweh, just like we read earlier, right, in the book of uh, the book of Exodus 22, Numbers 18, so on and so forth, bro. Right? Canaanite God require blood sacrifice? Well, well, God, Yahweh also require human sacrifice, blood. I mean, what's the whole concept about animal sacrifice? Now, imagine what millions. We have millions of animals being slaughtered, sacrificed to appease the God, supposedly, right? That was the whole concept of that. So it was not just a Canaanite God, like even the God of our people way back in the day were demanding sacrifice, right? Making oaths. Again, Jephthah making a vow to Yahweh, saying like, whoever is the first person that crosses that door, that's gonna be sacrificed to you, to Yahweh, right? Now, if that was the case and it happened the way it was vowed, why would a righteous God like honor that wickedness, bro? Why would God honor that wickedness? Just like uh Jesus, right? Just like Christ was saying in Matthew chapter 5, verse 33, verse all the way down to 37. All these things about making vows to God and binding your souls, bro. You guys understand, bro? You guys are binding your souls, bro. The souls of your minds have been bound. This is why every time you read Moses, you guys' mind is full of darkness. This is why you guys hate what I say. You guys hate what I speak, just like Christ was hated on. Uh, do you? And what is wrong with androgynous, bro? Like, isn't that what created God created people in their own image, bro? Like, God does not create. Don't you guys preach that God creates good and evil, bro? Right? I'm not here to troll, brother. I'm Rudy, Mexican Rodolfo. Oh, okay, brother. That's all right, bro. If you guys want to have a conversation with me, you guys click the link. Let me see if I can share the link in a minute. Right there, that's the link right there. But anyway, so yeah, human sacrifice, bro. It has nothing to do with the prime creator. Now, is human sacrifice found throughout the Torah? Yes, but my stance tonight, bro. Um, my stance is that the things that our people were following way back in the day, it had nothing to do with the prime creator, right? Um, again, James 1, right? James 1:13, when it tells you that God does not tempt nobody with evil, right? Nobody with evil. And this is why you have a lot of these Old Testament Israelites saying, oh, God is against human sacrifice. God is against human sacrifice, even though all throughout your Torah, God is requiring the blood of the firstborn, whether it be both animal or human. We read that in the Torah, bro. Right? So um Yeah, so turning to the rhetoric of the Hebrew Bible itself, it is interesting to note that even among the groups that practiced no form of child sacrifice, there was a diversity of opinion on the topic. For instance, some biblical writers seem to assume that firstborn children were indeed owed to Yahweh, just like we read in the Torah, but that this obligation could be carried out via a substitute offering of some sort, right? Others, however, reject out of the hand of the idea that Yahweh's claim to firstlings ever applied to children at all, which is false. We just read it earlier. It said both animal and human, right? We read that. Some texts, like the one in Deuteronomy quoted above, accuse reprobate Israelites of sacrificing their children to Yahweh as if he were one of the foreign gods of the Canaanites. See that? So they're literally comparing Yahweh with the God of the Canaanites, which is El. That's why I'm saying that when Abraham was making a deal with the God Almighty in the book of Genesis 35, Genesis chapter 17, the word God Almighty right there goes back to the word Al Shaddai, which means a goat demon God. Others, however, equate child sacrifice with the worship of Baal or idols and deny that Yahweh or Yahweh was never linked with such offerings, even by bad Yahwehs, which is completely false, bro. We just read like a few scriptures saying that Yahweh was okay with human sacrifice, right? One striking example of such rhetorical disagreements among biblical authors opposing child sacrifice is the question of whether Yahweh ever commanded that children be sacrificed. In in Jeremiah 7:31, Yahweh flatly declares that child sacrifice is a thing that I did not command, nor did it arise in my mind. Right now, we're talking about Jeremiah chapter 7, verse 31. Now, you guys know that in the book of Judges, chapter 11 and chapter 12, God makes Jephthah makes a vow with the Lord, right? And so her daughter, Jephthah's daughter, is sacrificed, bro. But in the book of Jeremiah 7:31, it's letting you know that God, I did not command, nor did it arise in my mind. See, Ezekiel, on the other hand, suggests that Yahweh did command that children be sacrificed, but only as a punishment for the Israelites' repeated faithlessness. You see that? Uh, there in that passage in the book of Ezekiel, chapter 20, verse 25 and 26, Yahweh declares, because the Israelites did not follow Yahweh's God's good laws by which they could live, I gave them statutes that are not good and precepts by which they could not live. I defiled them by their gifts in causing to pass over every firstborn so that I might desolate them. You see that? Ezekiel chapter 20, 25, and 26, bro, is one of my favorite scriptures that I bring out to prove, bro, that Yahweh was basically instituting this idea to sacrifice the children of our Hebrew Israelite people way back in ancient times. Ezekiel 20, 20, 25 to 26. You see that? I mean, we can read it, bro. I mean, it's not like I'm lying. It's not like I'm lying. Ezekiel 20. There it is. There it is, bro. Ezekiel 20, bro. Verse 25. Wherefore I gave them also statutes that were not good. See? So Yahweh, Yahweh, bro. Yahweh, you guys is gods, right? Um, the ancient serpent, right? Leviathan, bro. The dragon. I mean, I can prove my case when I make these statements, bro. It's not like I'm lying. I can prove you guys how Yahweh is being described as Leviathan, bro, in the Bible, in your own Bible. You guys don't want to hear about it. You guys lose your minds, bro. And that's not, bro, that's just a fraction of a lot of stuff that I have. I don't bring it out just because, people are going to lose their minds. And, I'm going to shake their foundations and they're going to be like, oh man, what happened? I thought that was the truth. I thought that was the truth. Wherefore I gave them also statutes that were not good. Once again, the book of James, chapter 1:13, when it talks about what? That God does not tempt nobody with evil. God, bro, the true God, the Father of Christ, not the father of our people, that was mistreating the nation of Israel way back in the day, making evil contracts with our nation. Wherefore I gave them also statutes that were not good, in judgment, see, in judgments whereby they should not live. You see that? So he completely tempted the entire nation with evilness, bro, with wickedness and bad and all this sort of stuff. It says, and I polluted, you see that? And I polluted them in their own gifts, in that they caused to pass through the fire all that opened the womb. Just like we read, bro, in the book of Exodus 34, Numbers 18, Exodus 22. See, when every firstborn, right, was supposed to be an offering, bro. Now, don't mind my nails, bro. I just got out from work, so anybody that's giving me help because of my nails are dirty. I just literally told you guys that every time I get out from work, I do the lives right away, bro. I barely have time to eat, bro. My food is right there. See, it's right there. But anyways, uh, and I polluted them in their own gifts. See, so Yahweh tempt again, bro. Again, bro. This is clear as day, bro. James 1, bro. It's clear as day. The true God will never tempt you with evil, bro. So if you guys are being tempted with evil, well, that means that there's an evil God that you guys are following or you guys subscribe to, bro. This is why you guys are being tempted. The book of James, chapter 1, verse 13, it says, let no man say when he's tempted, I am tempted of God. You see, when people say, oh, God was tempting me, like a lot of people are saying, like, oh my gosh, like Abraham was being tested by God to see if he was going to be faithful. Like, wait a minute, isn't it God all knowing? Like, if I was a God and I was going to test my subjects or my followers or my own creation, like, I wouldn't tell them to do evil in order to make my point, bro. That's just completely like it just, bro, like, are you a righteous God or are you some demon that has, bro? Never mind. James 1:13. Let no man say when he's tempted, I am tempted of God, for God cannot be tempted with evil. You see that? The true God cannot be tempted with evil, neither tempted he any man. Yet, ladies and gentlemen, in the book of Ezekiel, chapter 20, verse 25 and 26, it says that Yahweh said, do what? And I polluted them in their own gifts, in that they caused to pass through the fire all that opened the womb, that I might make them desolate to the end, that I might know that I am the Lord. You see that? You see that, bro? So basically, what Yahweh did was basically induce this evil, wicked idea about human sacrifice, and he actually made, right? He made our people in the book of Ezekiel sacrifice their own children, bro. Literally, bro. In this case, there seems to be a disagreement about whether the version of the law of the firstborn that lacks any sort of redemption clause constitutes a legitimate Yahweh's law at all. Thus, examining the rhetoric surrounding child sacrifice reveals differences in opinion concerning which biblical law codes were authoritative, as well as how they ought to be interpreted. Exploring the practice of child sacrifice provides a window into the diversity of Israelite Yahwism. See, Yahwism. There was a diversity in practice amongst those Yahwehs who sacrificed their children, but there were also a variety of rhetorical strategies employed by those who oppose such rites. While the Hebrew Bible today overwhelmingly condemns child sacrifice as abominable, this biblical consensus only emerged as the result of a struggle over the relationship of Yahweh worship to the sacrifice of children. While those who oppose all forms of child sacrifice obviously and thankfully won the day. The fact that these debates are preserved at all indicates that at least some Israelites saw things differently. You see that? And this is why I say, bro, there was that's why the Gnostics themselves, bro, they completely separated from the nation of Israel way back in the day, um, um, BCE and AD times, beginning from the first century all the way onward, and so on and so forth, right? So I suspect, bro, that a lot of people are just following, bro, just to follow. Like, again, bro, you have this ideology of human sacrifice being okay by the God of the Bible, just like it was okay by Baal, just like it was okay by Ishtar, just like it was okay by the Queen of Heaven, just like it was okay by bro, all the gods of Moab and Ammon and all them gods, they were okay with human sacrifice, bro. Right? They were okay with human sacrifice, just like Yahweh was okay with human sacrifice. In Numbers 18, bro. Right there, right there in Numbers 18, 15, 16. The first offspring of every womb. You see, both human and animal. You see, just like we read, bro, in the book of Ezekiel, chapter 20, 25, and 26, where you have that Yahweh is the one that tempted the Israelites with evil. But according to the book of James 1:13, the true God does not tempt nobody with evil, bro. So the question remains, who was our people following way back in the day? If Christ in the book of Matthew, right? In the book of Matthew, right? We read that earlier. If Christ in the book of Matthew, chapter 5:37, I mean, my bad, chapter 5:33, again, right? You guys heard that it had been said by them. By them, you see that? The people that were following the law of Moses. Now, I made a statement a while ago, and I keep making the same statement saying that why do you think they call it the law of Moses, bro? Because a lot of the things that you guys read in your Torah, they were injected by Moses, and we know that Moses had an Egyptian mindset, right? He was born as in an Egyptian family. He was born in royalty. Not only he was born in royalty, bro, he was born in the royal priesthood of the ancient mystery schools of Egypt, bro. That's what I'm saying, bro. And so a lot of the aspects that you guys find in your Torah, the whole concept about the priesthood being set up and all this other stuff, it was all borrowed from the Egyptian ideology, bro. Right? Just like when Abraham came out of the land of the Chaldeans, bro, he injected a lot of the Sumerian mythologies in the oral tradition that they were following, like including like circumcision. The whole idea behind circumcision comes from the Sumerians themselves. The whole idea about your fringes that you guys carry, that you guys think that you're wearing fringes and you're righteous, like you guys don't know, you guys don't even know what a fringe is all about, bro. That's what I'm saying. But even those aspects, they come from the Sumerians themselves, right? The whole thing about your Shabbats come from the Sumerian gods themselves. They're the ones that rested after they were, genetically engineering humanity way back in the day. They rested a day and they call it the day of rest, and that was instituted later on to the creation of these gods, that these gods that created humanity way back in the day, way back in ancient times, bro. Way before the Bibles were even in existence, way before the records were even in existence. Now, you guys got to understand that record keeping began 5,000 years ago. Prior to that, what was it? It was all oral tradition. It's oral tradition, bro. But anyway, so Matthew 5:33 says, again, you have heard that it had been said by them of old time, thou shalt not forswear thyself, but shalt perform unto the Lord. See that? But perform unto the Lord thine oath. Now, again, book of Numbers, chapter 31 and 2 tells you that when you guys are making vows, you guys are binding your souls, bro, to these gods. See? So this is why it's important to actually get to know yourselves. Know yourselves, bro. That's basically the whole idea behind the teachings of Christ. Once you guys get to know yourselves, you guys are gonna know, bro, like who you are, like in the spiritual realms. Like you guys will not be lied to. Bro, this is beautiful. So this is the gospel of truth, right? It says, Christ as a guide and a teacher. He became a guide, a person of rest who was busy in places of instruction. He came forward and spoke the word as a teacher. Those wise in their own eyes came to test him, but he refuted them, for they were foolish, and they hated him because they were not really wise. See that? That's why they hate the sons of light, bro. Because when the sons of lights appear, bro, on this planet, like all of us, like we really are going to shine in the darkness, bro. The dark side of the soul of humanity at a collective level, to shine the light onto them, so they're able to see, like, wait a minute, wait a minute. What are we really believing in, bro? What did our people signed up with way back in the day? What did Abraham signed up to do way back in the day, bro? These are things you guys gotta understand, bro. These you guys gotta understand, like, what is really going on. And I'm not here to appease nobody. I'm not here to, like, hold the sword back, right? I'm not here to hold nothing back anymore, bro. Right? And this is why, instead of you guys coming in here to have a conversation with me, bro, you guys are over there like losing your minds, trying to slander my name, saying, what do I think about androgyny, or what do I think about these? Or everybody's trying to test me, bro, as if I can't answer the questions, bro. Bro, any question that you guys want to ask me, like, I can answer it, bro. Now, are you guys gonna like my answers? Of course not. Are you guys gonna agree with what I bring out? Of course not. Why? Because everybody else on the planet still follows the same ideology, bro. You guys can paint it however you guys want. You guys can add a color, two colors, three colors, whatever. To me, at the end of the day, it all goes back to the same source of these false gods that took over the nation way back in the day. Way back in the day, bro. So, at the end of the day, in the book of Matthew 5:37, Christ called whoever gave us this law about making an oath, and binding your soul to God and the Lord. Well, these laws right here, Christ said that what? That these cometh of evil. See? This cometh of evil, just like the human sacrifice idea, right? Oh yeah, so you're going against Christ, brother? You going against Christ? Well, that's another subject that I would like to bring out. I'm not gonna reveal my chips, bro. I'm not gonna reveal my arguments with you guys unless you guys want to come and actually talk about it here live. Then I'll reveal my chips. But anyways, again, Matthew 5:37, right? So the whole thing about making an oath is it's just evil and wickedness, bro. And then who gave us this law about making oaths and vows? Yahweh, the Lord, right? Exodus chapter, Numbers chapter 30, 1 and 2. So, again, bro, it's just, this is just one fraction of the things that I would like to bring out, bro. But, imagine if, when I bring this out and people lose their minds, imagine if I bring it all out. Like, what are people going to do? What are the demons going to do in the spiritual realms? That's the thing. Yeah, see that? So right there, poneros. See, full of labors. You see that? Just kind of like the Pharisees were trying to put burdens on the people. Full of labors, annoyances, hardships. In an ethical sense, evil, wicked, bad. See that? Christ called out the God who gave the law and the commandment about making oaths, wicked, evil, bad. Da, 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 da. You guys know. Yep.
That's okay with you, real quick. Chase me, let's do it. Lost on oxygen in the boat cars. Just bring your girl, feel like she both bars. Your black nigga run to the ocean. So far we hit trapped on the ocean. I'm just one day away from going to the I'm just one angel away from running down the devil. Just one my
Jah turn the flame night. Oh, 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 oh. Just play it slowly. We need somebody to help him. Somebody passed out right here. Somebody passed out right here. Hold on, don't touch him, don't touch him. Everybody just back up. Security, somebody help jump in real quick. Keep going, just keep it just right. Somebody jump in, come on, security, get in there, let's get in there, let's get in there, let's get in there, let's get in there. Yeah.
Um, yeah, man. So what happened in that concert, bro? I strongly believe that it was a human sacrifice, bro, because the numbers are there. Number 8, bro, is it has a very significant. It's a significant number within within the world of rituals out there, bro. So, I mean, I'm not defending Travis, by showing this video, but the context was there. But even after he said like help the brother out, or someone's passing out or whatever. Now, again, you guys gotta understand, like, dude is out on the stage. He's not able to see like what is really going on like down there. So he's thinking that the guy is passed out when in fact he's just dead. He's dead, bro. So let me see. Let me bring this other thing out, bro. And then we're gonna talk about this real quick, and we're gonna take off, bro, because it's getting late. But for those who tuned in, thank you for tuning in, brothers. And everybody else that tuned in, thank you for checking us out. Give us a like. I know a lot of people are, busy disliking pretty much all my videos, bro, which I don't really care, bro. You guys can dislike everything I post out. You guys can disagree with everything I bring out. At the end of the day, I'm not here to appease your ears, bro. Okay, I'm not here to speak to you smooth things like you guys want me to say, right? I'm here to speak on the matters and the subject matter that many people are afraid to speak on, right? Because we know that the truth is not popular, bro. Truth is not popular, bro. So that's why a lot of people are, completely losing their minds, saying, "Oh yeah, it's completely one off. He's a heathen, brother. He's a heathen." Man, it's funny. Woo. But anyways, you brothers have any questions? Type your questions in. Let me know. If you guys have anything to add, anything to take away. Let me know.
Y'all were in there, bro. Shut the fuck up. Exactly right. Y'all weren't in there. People are fucking dying. I want to save somebody's life. That's somebody's kid.
Two hands to the sky.
I want to save them.
Two hands to the sky. Two hands up, y'all. Two hands up. Y'all know what y'all came to do. Chase me, let's go.
gotta hold people and the people take care of them.
I wanna make this motherfucker.
Y'all were in there, bro. Shut the fuck up. Exactly right. Y'all weren't in there. People are fucking dying. I want to save somebody's life. That's somebody's kid.
Two hands to the sky.
I want to save them.
Two hands to the sky. Two hands up, y'all. Two hands up. Y'all know what y'all came to do. Chase me, let's go.
gotta hold people and the people take care of them.
I wanna make this motherfucker.
Yo, you guys heard him say. You guys You guys know what you came here to do. Yeah, so he was aware, bro. He was aware that something was gonna go down. Now, hold on, hold on. Anyways, man, yeah, so it's just it's redundant, bro. You guys know that the music industry is just full of masons and Canaanites and Egyptians that are making deals like with these powers that be, bro. Basically, like it's not far fetched. All right, so I'm gonna leave you with these, bro, because again, a lot of things that you are listening, like the music industry, um, understand these, bro. Nikola Tesla said that what he said? He said that everything is frequency sound, right? Everything is sound and frequency. Now, your blood emits a frequency with out of your genome, right? Your DNA is made of harmonics, right? You have harmonics within your DNA coding system, right? Understand this. Your body, you are a hardware. Your body is the hardware, right? You have a hardware, which is your body, and you also have a software, which is your programming, right? The program is already your coding system within yourself, right? That's what I'm saying. That again, that's why I said that when I had my fourth mushroom ceremony, bro, the engineers, bro, literally show me this whole thing. Now, harmonics, bro, play an important role in reshaping your mindset, reshaping cultures, bro. You can actually change an entire generation, bro, through one song, right? Through one song. Now, way back in the day, bro, you have the standard tuning for music was 432 hertz. Why? Because the 432 hertz is a harmonious frequency, which basically creates harmony within your DNA at a molecular level, right? Now, it was later on that you have the powers that be that understood the concepts of mental manipulation and genetic manipulation through sound, right? And this is why they went from 432, which is the perfect frequency of harmony within yourself when you listen to music that is tuned at 432 hertz. right? Creating harmony within your mind, within yourself, enabling healing, right? And so on and so forth. So later on, they changed it to 440, which again creates what? It creates unbalance. It creates chaos. It creates stress. It creates fear. And this is what was going on, bro, in over there in the concert of Travis, bro. When you have a lot of these teenagers, people dying, bro. Now the number is 8, and then I'm gonna give you guys kind of like a glimpse of numerology and all this stuff in a minute, and then we're gonna take off. But I want you to watch this video, bro, and then we're gonna kind of like take off, bro, because I'm tired, bro. I haven't eaten anything. Let me see. Hold on, give me a minute. Let me transfer some videos, and then I'll show you what I was talking about. Hold on. Where's it at? Right there. My bad, guys. Sorry. I'm back. Um, yeah, I couldn't transfer videos. I was gonna show you, bro. But when you guys watch the concert, bro, there's a lot of symbology, bro. You have a portal, bro. In let's see, man. Hold on. Oh man. All right, so I don't know, bro. You guys can look this up, bro. But if you notice, bro, there's like 2, 4. There was actually 8 flames, like on this stage. Now in the stage, in one of the in within the concert itself, there was an inscription within the Stargate saying, "See you on the other side." Right? See you on the other side. And then on his shirt, bro, there's a door, and there's blue people, right? You see? Hold on. Right there. Right there, bro. You guys see it? So the concert was the stage, aka the Stargate that they created, says "See you on the other side." Now you have the blue beings right here; they're alive. Now once they cross on the other side, you crossing over, right? They're dead. Now they're a different color right there. So it's all just symbology, bro. Like it's all there, bro, for people to see. It's just that. people want to follow idols. People want to follow these idols that are teaching nothing to the people. Oh, it's right there, bro. See right there. So there's 2, 4, 6, 8. So you have 8 flames, bro. Now remember that, bro. Remember what I'm saying. There's 8 flames, right? So what you guys are witnessing, bro, is nothing more than a human sacrifice ritual live, just like the Canaanites were doing it back in the day. Well, they're doing it right here, right now. It's the same thing, bro. It's nothing new under the sun. So let me see. Oh, there it is, bro. I found it. You see that, bro? See ya on the other side. See, so that was basically like the message, bro, because they were prepping the people, bro. They were prepping the people for the human sacrifice, bro. And it just happens to be that the 8, it comes into place. 2, 4, 6, 8 flames. Just like there was 8 people that die, right? There was 8 people that die. It's right there. Now, oh shit, where is it at? Oh, right there. Now I want you to pay attention, bro. You see that? See you on the other side. And that's the stage, bro. And that right there is kind of like a portal, like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rings, right? And then that's the portal going on to the other side. Now, I want you guys to pay attention to these symbols right here. That right there, and that right there, and that right there. Now, if I've been studying Hebrew, bro, I'm learning Hebrew, and I'm learning pretty slow right now because I'm teaching myself. But anyway, but that letter right there, that's a wa. That's a Hebrew word. That's wa. That's again. And these right here, bro, it's Hebrew. That's Paleo Hebrew. Now you guys know that Paleo Hebrew is what? It's the language of who? The language of Canaan, bro. Paleo Hebrew is not the language of our people. Paleo Hebrew is the language of the Canaanites, which again, our people learn the customs of Canaan anyway, regardless, right? So that's a Hebrew letter. It's called the wa. That's another letter. It's called the wa. Again, same word. And then right here, see that right there? It looks like let me see. Let me write it down right here, bro, real quick. So so you have a wa, right? So you have a wa, right? You have 2 was, right? Wa, and then you have these right here. That right there is a ma, right? So ma, and then this is wa. See, wa ma, right? Wa ma. Now, bro, this thing is crazy, bro. The word wa, bro. The word wa it symbolizes a nail, like a peg, like. Hold on, bro. It's bullshit. So right there, the word wa right there in the Hebrew is called wa. And the word wa it symbolizes a nail, or it symbolizes to establish. To establish, right? Now, bro, what were they establishing, bro? In the concert, bro, right there, right there. See the wa, and the ma, right? Now the word ma, you guys know that means chaotic waters. Chaotic waters, right? That's why the word mayam, right? The word mayam, mayam means waters. It also means emotions, knowledge, so on and so forth. So the word ma, it means chaotic waters. Well, it also means a chaotic state of mind, right? The word ma, it means a chaotic state of mind. Now, bro, this is all high level magic, bro. Like if you guys don't pay attention to the signs and the language and the symbolism, you guys are gonna miss all of this. You guys are gonna think, oh, just a bunch of conspiracy theories, bro. But it's not. Like the establishment of a chaotic emotional state within this concert, it was already inscribed in the sigils that were written therein right there. Now, I don't know, bro, but if you guys notice, that looks like a bull. It looks like the symbol for the god of the god of the Canaanites, which is Baal, right there. You see that? Now, way back in the day, bro, you have the ancient pharaohs of Egypt. Before the Hebrew Israelites we came into Egypt, you have the pharaohs of Egypt that were hiring Canaanite magicians way back in the day because Canaanite magic is so powerful, right? Why? Because Canaanite magic has to do with necromancy and blood magic or blood sacrifice, right? So it's all right there, bro. So see you on the other side, bro. It was all referring to what? To the humans that were gonna be sacrificed that night, bro. See that night, right there, bro. So and again, there's just a bunch of symbolism, bro. A lot of people were saying that they were even seeing like shadow people walking on the roof, bro, or like some zombies that were just walking around when people were dying. They were seeing like a shadow people like in the crowd. I have the videos, bro. I just can't upload them in here, bro. I don't know what's going on with my phone, but you guys can go on TikTok. There's just a bunch of videos on it, bro. But I want to give you guys a little bit of the understanding behind the numbers, the number 8. Okay, the number 8, because the number 8 is significant within the within these calls, bro. These sacrificing to Moloch ideologies, bro. So see that right there, and that's basically when the like you have the so-called portal being open. Remember when I show you guys the shirt of Travis Scott when he had blue? They had the blue beans that were crossing over the door, and once they cross over the door, they turn into orange. Ding 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 ding, ding ding orange. Right? You guys get it? I'm sure someone was gonna get it though. You know who that is. But yeah, so the orange, right? The orange color is the 8. I'm gonna give you guys the understanding of 8, and then we're probably gonna take off. But thanks for sticking around all the way to the end, man. I really appreciate you guys. Oh, it's right there, bro. You see that? Hold on. You see that? You see the blue beans crossing the door, and once they cross the door, they turn into something else. They turn orange, bro. Dead. See, they're dead. So I mean, again, the Hebrew words right there. The bull right there. You see the bull? And the water, the word ma, mayam ma. See, so chaotic water is being established by the god of Baal, which is the god of Canaan, bro. You see that? Um, it says right before panic. You see panic, which is waters. You guys understand the waters that I was telling you guys about earlier? The waters, the ma right there. It's right here, bro. Pay attention right there. The ma, you see the ma? That's waters. It means chaotic waters. Then it says right before panic broke out, the portal opened. You see that? So that was the portal right there open. You see it was blue, and that's when you have all the chaos, bro, and people were dying, and he was still singing and all this stuff, bro. It's like what, bro, bro, bro. So I know a lot of people are gonna say, oh, bro, you just you're pushing it, bro. You're pushing it, bro. The people are there. People die, right? People die. It's not like I'm making this up. Right there. You see that? 8 deaths and hundreds of injuries reported. See, 8 deaths. How many how many flames do we have? 2, 4, 6, 8. 8 flames, bro. Right? 8 flames. So it's all symbolic, bro. So see that? That's when the portal began to open. You see that right there? Supposedly the open began to portal, and that's when chaos broke out, and and everybody started panicking. But a lot of people go to these concerts, bro, and they don't understand like a lot of the spiritual influence that they have on what they're listening, bro. Because a lot of the music industry right now is tuned in to be to create chaos within your mind, right? They put it right in front of your eyes, bro. They literally put all this information right in front of people's eyes to for you guys to able to decipher it. But obviously, people follow idols. They want to follow these individuals that are teaching nothing but garbage to the next generation, bro. Now, nah, I'm not gonna say anything, but yeah. So again, right there, bro. 8. I'm gonna give you guys the understanding behind 8, and then we're gonna take off. But thanks for sticking around all the way to the end. Thanks for checking us out. We're gonna take off in a minute. Let me just show you guys this real quick, and we're gonna take off. So that's why it's important to like learn how to listen, bro, and learn how to choose what you listen, what you put in your ears, bro. Right? I like myself, like I mostly listen to like 432 hertz type of music, bro. When if you guys see my YouTube history, bro, it's all I listen to almost, bro. Because there's all the times that I listen to like other artists and stuff that think that artists that I like. But anyways, let me see right there. What if there was a way to make
Music is free. Music is frequency programming. Music is frequency. What frequency are you being fed? If I play with those frequencies, right, I can target certain parts of the mind, target the frequency to go to certain parts of the mind, and I can literally, if I want you to astral project, or if I want you to go to sleep, or if I want you to go into a meditative state, I can make my music do that.
The brain processes information electrically. It communicates with the cellular structure electrically, and it operates within a certain band of frequency. If you can broadcast frequencies carrying information, this technology has long been known, carrying information and perceptions within the frequency that the brain decodes information, the brain will decode those frequencies and will have those perceptions. You can externally influence people's perceptions externally by broadcasting these frequencies that we interact with, because we are antenna.
The sad reality is that where we now play our music is in A440. Where did that come from? It used to be 417. A440 came in with the Roman Catholic Church. They suppressed the frequencies. They lost somehow the 152 of the best Gregorian chants, including the hymn to St. John the Baptist, which we've now recovered. That particular hymn was what triggered Dr. Palaio's investigation, looking for those frequencies of vibration by which the music was played. It was known as the most uplifting hymn of all the ages, the most spiritually uplifting hymn. Hymn to St. John the Baptist. It was played to 6 tones. These are those 6 tones. These are those 6 frequencies. And so the A440 is what now is the standard tuning. If you go A439, you're closer to one of the Creator's tones. If you go A441, you're closer to one of the Creator's original tones. That's how precisely it has been manipulated. To do what? to shut down the 95% of your brain, particularly the right brain that operates the heart mind for the divine human community.
Some decades ago, there was a guy who worked out the frequencies of different emotional states. This is long ago. I mean, it's very, very sophisticated now. So every thought, every emotional response is a frequency. It generates a frequency, and it is of itself a frequency. Hate is a frequency, and it's different to love. You know, when you are in a room and there's lots of aggression and conflict and hatred, you feel it. What do people say? Oh God, you can cut the atmosphere with a knife in there. That is because the frequencies of hate and conflict have been so generated, they have changed the electromagnetic field of the room.
When you go driving your car and your channel on the radio is tuned to a station and you're grooving to the music, you love that music. As you get farther and farther away from the broadcasting tower, that music gets static. You start to lose the signal from the clear channel, broadcast, and it gets staticky. When it gets staticky, you get a little annoyed. But you want to listen to it. You really have a heart for that music, so you continue to listen to it for another 10, 15 miles, and suddenly it becomes so annoying that you just get disgusted, you go, ah, and you shut it off. And if you continue to listen to it, you get sick. That's what we're talking about here. Except you don't even know that you've been listening to the static your whole life. You don't even know what the true resonant frequency is because it has been kept.
Now, of course, to really be effective, we need to use the proper words and phrases, scientifically selected. But that gives you the basic idea. We embed messages just below the threshold of perception, so they can go directly into the subconscious.
They can play across a community these frequencies without anyone knowing, and it starts to have an effect, and it starts to build rage, it starts to build anger, and people might not realize why they're feeling it, but they start feeling. And then what they do is they trigger that with an event, maybe some guy is attacked by the police or something, or somebody's arrested for something they didn't commit, and now there's the trigger. The blue touch paper has been lit of this manufactured frequency-driven rage, and you have
notice how he said the blue, okay? Because
mass riots and what have you, and people do things that they wouldn't normally do.
So in other words, the master composer, master conductor of the Universal Orchestra is singing love songs in 5/8, uplifting everything simultaneously. And we're the only species out of tune and accepting static for the clear channel.
Do you know that the American military, they've admitted this. They have technology that fires frequencies at the enemy that basically breaks the enemy's spirit, so they give up and put their weapons down. This is the technology we're dealing with.
We're here for the maker.
Anyway, bro, so you guys heard it, bro. It's not like this is news to you guys. This knowledge has been out there for quite some time. This is why way back in the day, even you have Kanye West, bro, admitting to the fact that they been using the 440 frequency in order to create chaos and in society within their music, bro. Okay, that's basically the truth. Let's see, where's it at? Hold on, let me see history right there. Oh, right there.
My mom saved my life. My mom was like, I'm keeping Kanye. This orphan utopia, because the reason why we didn't get our 40 acres is we have 40 acres, we have more people. We have more people and we have leadership with the leaders not strategically taken out of the community in the 80s and the drugs and guns put into it. And then the algorithm. know what I'm saying? The 808 exists in the lowest chakra of your body. The majority of content that's related to the 808 is killer or sexual content. The original 808s was even off pitch. So that meant it's an actual sound in the track that you don't realize is there that is fucking up your entire frequency. And now today, every time I hear a car come out, it's 808. But if you think about African music and hip hop and movies, breakdance to, it was light.
The percussion.
It was upbeat. It was the drums. Now it's like, and all of this is a bigger, and it's like, man, you know, at this point, it's like they should have killed me when I said George Bush don't care about black people. I ain't got nothing to say. You know, they SNL.
Anyways, bro. So right there, bro, out of the horse's mouth, he told you that the whole idea behind 808. Now, 808 was basically like a synthesizer, right? Like a drum kit. Like you could make beats with it. Like it was like that's why it's called the 808. Well, the 808 is basically creating synthetic sounds, and those synthetic sounds, bro, they're not in tune with your harmonic of within your DNA. This is why this world is just chaotic. Why? Because again, bro, like the Mayam, the waters, they're chaotic, bro. Like the waters that have been putting out, because again, there's different waters. You have the dark waters from Yahweh, Yahweh dwells in dark waters, right? And then you have God, the God of light, right? So there's two gods, just like there's two serpents, right? You have the good one, the non-poisonous snakes, and you have the poisonous snakes, the orange poisonous snakes, bro. See, that's what I'm saying. So prophecy fulfilled, bro. Regardless if these individuals want to deny that their prophecy was fulfilled, well, it was fulfilled. You guys cannot run from that. But yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to show you guys. The whole thing about Travis, bro. It was all planned out. Okay, it was all planned out. It was a ritual that they planned out. So you guys have a good night. I'm gonna take off. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you on the next one. I don't know when, but I'll be here, bro. I'll be bringing out certain topics here and there. I don't know what's gonna happen, bro. I might delete my Facebook and start all over again. I am done with a lot of religious just believing for belief, bro. Just because they don't want to address the subject matters, bro. Like they don't want to phase the facts. They don't want to phase the truth, bro, to the fact of the matter. But hey, the ones that are that understand, shout out to you guys. Keep doing your thing. Keep growing within your spiritual and emotional evolution, bro. Because this planet is what's all about. You come here to learn. You come here to walk your own journey, your own spiritual journey. Like you shouldn't let nobody tell you, oh, this is what you're supposed to be doing right now. What I'm doing is just putting the cards on the table for you guys to shuffle and see, like, okay, well, damn, like what's going on. But thanks for tuning in, everybody. One love, Rashana, Yashral, everybody else that came and checked this out. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you on the next one. Have a great night. Peace out.